Welcome back to Lorehammer. My name is Eric.
Eric, I'm Mark.
Yep. Joining us today.
That was normal.
Well, it's weird that you said my name.
Oh, okay.
That was weird. Joining us today is Nathan.
Now that's a weird intro.
Nathan,
A
the heavy
breath.
breather.
I've been called that once or twice.
Mostly outside of women's bedrooms.
Apparently, you're not supposed to. Okay, just for anyone out there, it's not polite to say, "Who are you and why are you in my house?" I made you breakfast, okay?
You should be appreciated.
Just appreciate the kindness I've done.
They should have breakfast with you, then kick you out.
Then kick me out. At least.
the very least.
At very least.
Yikes.
Or else we're just wasting time. Come on.
I have a
Life
decent
lessons from
story
Nathan.
of.
Do I get an intro or like?
Sorry, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, we got jamescomplaint@gmail.com with us.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Uh-huh.
Are we using
we've
his
also-
real name on the podcast now?
No.
We've also
James
discovered that
complains?
he's a filthy cheater.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
God.
are a filthy cheater, James. It's so maybe it isn't just iron hands are great. Maybe it's you just cheat all the time.
It's possible.
Can confirm.
Great at
I have been
skill.
cheating ever since the supplement came out.
Share your shame.
Actually, longer than that. So ever since Vigilus,
Yeah.
I was under the impression that the Vanguard Warlord trait target priority let you choose a unit from your army to get a +1 with. It apparently is only Phobos.
So your Phobos lieutenant can choose a Phobos unit to get a +1.
Yes, that's the Warlord trait. And I'd been just doing that for anything.
So he's been doing that on Repulsor Executioners.
I had been doing that.
So already one of the
Funnest. We'll use
most
the word
terrifying units to come out of Imperium recently. And you've been making it arguably much better.
Yeah, I was doing that.
I don't know if it's arguably. I just think it is much better.
fun. Yeah. I would like to hear the argument.
It is,
how it's
Yeah.
is unarguably much better.
When you're on your lowest bracket and you're hitting on twos, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yes, I was doing that.
But that's okay. Now you're back to just having one hitting on twos.
And if I bring the librarian, potentially two of them again.
Yeah, absolutely. There's potential there.
You know what? I sat with Mark. We both started reading the rules, and I just started to learn his ways.
Oh, yeah. You were playing by Mark rules for sure.
Mark rules. You read half of it, get the general idea,
Yeah.
and just do what you want.
You read the title, so target priority, is that what it's
That way
called?
you can
Yeah.
sound like you know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, I'm going to pop off target priority.
Absolutely. And then you're like, all I know is it gives a +2, +1 to hit.
Yep, that's
Yep.
right.
No. It modifies your ballistic skill to hit on a 2?
No, it was
it-
+1.
Yeah,
just +1?
It's the Iron Father who modifies the
Yeah,
ballistic
Iron
skill.
Father makes it a 2+.
Yeah,
So does Tor Garadon. He does
yeah.
that as well.
His is good.
There you go. Just bring him in a separate detachment, then another separate detachment.
I don't think you get. You don't get your.
Oh, it's chapter specific.
You don't get the doctrines.
You don't get your doctrine thing working if you do that. So
Whatever.
And here I thought,
And here I thought we were power gamers.
Yeah.
We know nothing. Jeez.
yeah.
So I don't play the game very often. So
okay, sure,
or very well.
sure.
So this episode of Lorehammer Lockdown, we're just talking to these two guys. It's very much we all had nothing to do tonight.
Is that what it was? 'Cause
Oh
I
yeah, not at
definitely
all
had
that we
stuff
made
to
a
do.
commitment. What? We were supposed to roleplay tonight originally.
Yeah. As a femia.
You two were going to roleplay?
Wait, Nathan, what?
Who
You were
was the
gonna be
top?
there.
Who was the bottom?
Yeah.
That's all I
Nathan's the
wanna know.
GM.
We like to side by side.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
We like to both face the same direction
and
as
just
we
reach.
That's right. Yeah. We don't want to
Nice.
look into each other's eyes or anything. We just want to both stare into the wall.
Whatever yokes your goat, bud.
Oh, it's not my goat being yoked.
Okay. I don't. Sure, you can make that metaphor different, I guess. Yanks or crank, I guess.
No, goat. You don't. I don't know if you yoke goats. You yoke cows, don't you?
You can yoke a goat.
Do you yoke a goat?
You can
You
yoke
can
a
yoke
goat.
anything.
Oh, all right.
You can
I've
do-
never seen a yoke on a goat. I guess. Let me Google a yoke.
I got
goat.
it.
He's.
What does a goat yoke look like? You know, what
Looks
I'm
like
saying?
any other yoke, just smaller for a
What?
goat.
Goat yoke. No, that's not how you spell yoke. I spelt it as
I think
in
it's
egg yolk, but
yolk
it's
on a goat.
K-E.
Perfect.
All right. You know what? I'm glad I Googled goat yolk.
There you go. I told you. You can yoke any domesticated animal.
Cats.
Sure.
Why
be a
not?
tiny little yolk, but you could do it.
They're not gonna like it, but you can do it.
Yeah.
You can also milk goats, I've been told.
You can milk a cat if you
Have
really
you never
want
had goat milk?
Once again, James complains.
Goat cheese. You've had goat cheese.
I've had goat cheese. Of course I've had goat cheese.
cat cheese.
Oh, don't like that.
Delicacy in some countries.
Probably in China.
Yikes. But yeah.
JamesComplaints.com.
You got a website now. Even.
We're upgraded.
Holy.
I can't wait for the first person to message us on that.
About.
On James Complaints.
Yeah.
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good. Yeah, today.
I did get a funny message on Discord today.
Oh.
It was involving you.
Oh, God. Was it like a complaint?
It was like,
Or-
what's the deal with that apology at the very
yeah.
first beginning episode or whatever? And well, I'm just like, well, some people are dumb bitches
Like James.
like
Yeah.
James. And
No,
I deserved it.
that will always come back as like one of the weirdest interactions we have with fans. Like, why is that the thing people chose to like crusade about? Why is the manta shrimp so important to be right when we are wrong about so much stuff on the podcast? And apparently it's really important that we knew manta shrimp.
Yeah, that's one of the memes.
It's a meme. Anyways.
I'm getting some like serious withdrawals though from not having bought. I haven't bought a model in like 3 months.
yeah, that's a while.
But I mean, my alcoholism is up like 100%.
Oh, that's
so.
sure. We're all drinking more because you can day drink now.
You got a whole
Ken,
8
so
more
I mean, I
hours.
have been.
One of my friend who lives in Portland, I was chatting with him recently, and I was like, he's saying, yeah, I smoked like almost every day because he's working only half time, but it's also from home. And I was like, yeah, that's going like a lot of people are smoking way more often here and drinking way more often.
Yeah.
And he said every single meeting he's had in the past week and a half, every single person has either been drinking, so a little tipsy, or just drunk, or just stoned out of their mind. And
Well,
I was
okay.
like, what is that company like?
Okay, you know how they labeled for a while like alcohol stores as an essential service because people have like, I guess I think
Don't use that reason.
Hold on, I'm going to extend it to my life so
Okay.
it works. So if they made like that for that reason, alcoholism requires having alcohol stores open as an essential service. I maintain that GW should maintain my my plastic
Crack.
addiction.
Yeah.
That is the only credible thing you've ever said.
Yeah, and they should be labeled an essential service.
I did when I saw the whole like, oh, alcohol stores are staying open because what about all the alcoholics? They need their fix or else they'll go into withdrawals. I was like, is the government going to start handing out heroin
They do.
and delivering cocaine
do.
to your door?
Yeah, they do.
That was blowing my mind when I read that as a reason. And I never saw it as an official thing. It was just someone's post on Facebook that I used to respect. But when I saw that reason, I was like, that's come
You know
on.
what? If that gets GW open a little bit sooner, so I can start buying models again, like I think I'm probably gonna have to go buy some models this week from somewhere.
You're going to spend a lot of money on eBay.
No, I
What?
think if I get into Century Box, I might be able to sneak something in before the official crackdowns.
If you could buy one thing right now, what would it be? What do you got your eye on?
I kind of want to get Mephiston. That's kind of something I've been looking at for a while.
You ready to get your fist on?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get fisted by Fiston, and I might get I kind of want to get some more aggressors.
Really?
Yeah, I want to get the Bolt Storm ones. I only have flamers, and I never use them as flamers. So I'd like to have some of those boys running around.
Yeah, I think I would like to see more aggressors on the tabletop. I really like the aggressor model. I like the fist with the underslung.
Yeah, I really like those Primaris Terminators.
Well, yeah, me too.
Okay. Okay. I'll keep track of you on my shit list.
So I'll never be invited back.
Make it count.
So this is it. It was a pleasure talking to you all.
Mephiston, hey?
Yeah.
Really? Blood Angel.
Yeah. Well, like I've always said, that's the chapter I'd love
I
to
would
be,
love
but
to see you make a Primaris Dante.
Oh God.
I'm not doing that. I'm
Good call.
super bad at conversions. Like every time I've tried a conversion, it looks like a 4-year-old did it. And I just,
That's just practice, though.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
the exact same with painting. Like,
yeah, but
nobody's
it's
first painted
expensive.
model.
It's expensive to learn.
That's why you got to come to the bit box.
Yep.
You don't convert out of a new box when you're brand new. You come to the bit box, you bathe in those bits. Whatever sticks to your body, you just convert.
You got to build something out of those bits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
baptism
just
by
hard.
plastic.
It's like
It'll also really help build up immunity for many types of disease,
Hepatitis.
illnesses. Yeah, it'll-
well, okay, because the first conversion, I did a Primaris captain, and I took some bits and like just changed out his head and tried to make his arm changeable, but I used too big of a magnet, so his arm looks super elongated, and he looks a little like he had some. I don't know. He didn't come out of the vat fully finished.
Oh, no.
He's a little struggle, and that's a $40 model.
Yeah. That was the biggest thing when I was building my Grandmaster Nemesis in the Dread Knight, like chopping up a Venerable Dreadnought. I was really nervous
Yeah.
on that. It's like, man, if I cut this wrong or cut too much, like there's how much is a Vendread? Like $80? No, that's too
No,
much.
they're
A
probably
Vendread
60.
isn't that much. No,
60. Yeah.
that would terrify me if they were cost that much.
Yeah.
I'll take a look here. But all I know is like that was one piece of many that I was terrified to
I'm trying to think like what the most expensive fuck up I would have done in 40K. But I think it's probably just the waste of my life.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
probably the biggest.
a Venerable Dreadnought is $65 Canadian. So yeah, that would have been a $65 mistake that I would have just had to buy another on top of the Dread Knight that I already bought. Right? So
Yeah.
it's a big model.
I've bought a lot of models and never used them before. Does that count as mistakes?
Because you have like at least a couple kits of what's the Blood Angels? I'm blanking.
The Sanguinar.
Sanguinors, yeah, Sanguinary Guard.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. In the bits bin.
There's like whole.
Yeah,
That was
makes you
Christian.
wonder
That was
what-
Christian though, right? He bought them because they had
Um,
breastplates. And the abs, they showed like the
Yeah,
definition
I'm
on the
thinking,
stomach.
thinking if that was him. I know I definitely, for my Ultramarines Death Watch guy, used one of those pieces.
I think you just stole it from him
it's
though.
entirely possible. But
I
it's
think I
also
stole
entirely
some
possible
wings
that I
off
bought
of
it.
that too.
You did.
I did. Yeah,
It's acceptable.
it's been there a
encouraged.
long time.
We encourage theft from Christian. That's,
Don't worry, he doesn't listen to this. It
Yeah.
doesn't have anything about Star Wars in it. So.
yeah, holy.
I think our final lockdown episode is going to be with Christian and Jordan, and we're going to be talking Star Wars versus 40K.
Yeah.
Or
Or really
like-
just any
Yeah.
sci-fantasy
Oh yes,
universe.
yes, and there'll be other
but-
stuff in it. But
yeah.
like, I'm like, oh yeah, Christian, have you made up notes? He's like, I don't want you to power game or come up with ways to beat what I'm going to talk about.
Because he knows.
Yeah, it's like, no, I was just curious if we had notes. Like,
Yeah. Jeez.
I'm not invested in Star Wars. I don't care.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. What would you buy, Mark?
If I could buy anything right now,
Yeah.
it'd be paints for my orcs.
That's right.
I need to buy a whole new paint palette for them. So
Yeah, you got a lot of orcs to.
They're not even fully built though.
yeah, well.
Oh, you have all the pieces.
Oh yeah. I have everything purchased.
I
It's just
see.
paint. Yeah, I only need like 5 more guys to build in one plane.
Do you have the plane?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I've had everything for.
I thought you were going to use the
months.
Archaeocopter.
I was, and then the more I looked at it, I just didn't quite like it. I don't know.
Is that the Mechanicus?
Yeah.
thing?
The one with like the
Yeah.
fabric
It
for
looks-
wings.
It looks. Whatever.
I like it
don't
for
wanna-
Mechanicum, but the more I was looking like how to turn it orky, it's just there's a lot of round panels, and I was like, "Fuck, that's gonna be a bitch to like try to strap down orc panels onto something round."
Ooh.
You know,
Yeah,
like-
you either bend them to the point of where they get that weird flex, or you
Yeah.
try and melt, and
Yeah, so
yeah.
it was just like, fuck, I'll just buy something else.
or you just chop off parts of it and put on plates of where it would go, and
Oh, you could do things.
you
for
could
sure.
do a lot of things.
Yeah.
That kit isn't out yet, right?
The Archeo?
No, it's not. And
And it
who knows
probably-
when it will be now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with like the Birdmen and the Dog Riders.
I don't know what's with GW's obsession with making models that look like they're hopping. Like every army has their like hopping guy.
Well, someone pointed out recently that they've really been loving long hair. And
Oh, really?
a lot of like their recent models have very long manes and very large manes of hair. And I think
And you're like, well, yeah, you're looking at the Sisters of Battle range.
no, it was the like Jane Czar.
Oh yeah, that
Right?
one is.
She's
Yeah.
standing
I love
on her
that
hair.
model though.
It's very cool. Yeah, no, I don't have. It was just someone pointed it out. Another one with the big hair. I don't know if this is counts, but I think Abaddon has like a very big.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
known
he's
for
got a big top knot.
Yeah, but there were also 2 other ones that they had listed on this thing that I can't remember. But
Interesting.
I thought that was pretty great when I saw.
Well, they got
I saw
they got like the Custodes with their jump pack boys. They got the whole bunch of Primaris Marines that are jump pack boys. They got now the Mechanicus jump pack boys.
Oh yeah, everyone's
got to get a jump pack boy.
Seraphim from Sisters of Battle.
Yeah. Everyone's got to have a little jump pack.
Yep.
need it.
Necron 2020.
You have
If
You
you
have, like,
think Necron are
fucking-
getting something.
Yeah, no, Mark, don't worry. I know what you're talking about. They're called Praetorians, and they don't
Yep.
get dynasty benefits, so you don't take them.
oh, of course.
Yeah.
But I've also heard dynasty benefits don't really do anything.
They're
in the
actually
first
pretty
place,
shit,
it's
so-
kind of a trap you fall into.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So great.
What are the
Praetorians.
their jump packs called though?
Praetorian jump packs.
Okay.
Are you guys like? Do you guys like that GW is still releasing stuff, on their web, like information drops?
Sure.
Do
Why
you
not?
care at this point?
I don't-
I guess because like it doesn't really matter since none of it's coming out until after the disease is gone anyway. So
Yeah. No, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Does it bother you?
it doesn't bother me, but I don't know if there's much point.
Oh.
Just teasing me.
Yeah,
just
Games Workshop
dangling
does
stuff.
like the
They're
tease
a dirty
though.
tease.
So
Any lore they've come out with in the last 3 years isn't valid. Just to say,
Okay.
just tossing that out there.
yeah.
Who, all of GW or just Praetorians?
No,
all of GW lore.
He's talking about
That has-
Primaris.
No, not just Primaris. That is 90% of the lore, unfortunately.
Yanari.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's just not well done.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Hey, you want to make an alliance and resurrect a Primarch that is probably going to turn on you and kill you because you're a Xenos and his whole point is to conquer the galaxy? That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
You son of a bitch. I mean,
I'm in.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. I don't know.
Didn't they release Assassinorum stuff recently in the past 3 years?
Maybe new models. And even that.
You don't like them?
Oh, no, that's fine. I've never bitched about models unless I've bitched about them.
Oh, Primaris.
even the Primaris models, I don't think you've complained about the sculpts.
Half and half. It goes both ways for me.
He swings both ways.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I play for both teams for sure.
Yeah.
No, like 90% of them are.
Except for the stupid Phobos jump packs with the auto cannon guys.
Yeah.
Those
Like
are just
the
ridiculous.
suppressors?
Yeah.
There's those
Why?
guys. There's
Yeah.
the incursors
Yeah.
who just have like 1,000 scopes on them.
Well,
And
how are you going to see things that are far away? You can't just have one scope in your helmet.
Your helmet visor, yeah, will probably do the trick. Also, all their bolt guns already have an inbuilt
Yeah.
scope.
I don't know. I don't know if a lot of people know about that, but there's a thing on all bolt guns where it's a feed that connects directly. It connects directly to
Oh, is that what that is?
your helmet, and
Oh.
so you see a feed of what the gun is actually pointing at.
I painted all my guys wrong. I thought that was some. I have to go and paint all my guys again.
Sure.
So
Update it
scopes
with the
on
feed.
scopes, so those are pretty awful.
The Reavers, I don't like the helmets.
The Reavers are pretty awful.
I like the helmets a lot. They
I know
look
you do.
good.
I know. I know that's like a.
If I could,
Sure.
I'd replace all the heads in my army with Reaper heads.
I can
know.
get behind that. I'm gonna do something very similar to that with when I do an Imperial Guard regiment.
Yeah, but it's not Space Marines.
No.
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
No.
Then it's fine. You do whatever you want.
Okay.
I will.
I'll allow it.
Anti-gravitational packs is what they're called for Praetorians.
Yeah. Praetorian jump packs.
Nope,
What's the problem?
anti-gravitational packs. And I was hoping for some like fancy description, and
It's got nothing, hey?
no.
That's
okay.
fine.
What are you buying, Nathan? What's your next buy?
I don't know. Something for this competition that I just learned about today, I guess.
You're gonna buy something, build it, and paint it all before the 21st.
Yeah, probably.
And then win $100 just like that.
Yeah.
I can win money.
Oh yeah.
But I have to go against.
Oh yeah, but you have to join our Patreon too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
keep that in mind.
This is a contest for patrons. Nathan's a patron.
Is he? I don't know if he is.
He's a patron.
In that I've given you money before, I suppose.
Yeah.
Do I have to
Holy.
listen to the podcast to
No.
be considered a patron?
No, goodness no. That's not recommended.
No, it's just money.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care if you listen.
Yeah.
my goodness. I was worried for a second.
Eric, what would you buy?
So it would either be another box of Paladins or
Okay, never heard of that model.
yeah,
Must be some type
I
of-
don't know.
It's a Xenos.
There's
Minor
no
Xenos, yeah.
I don't think there's one specific box that I'm looking for right
Oh,
now.
you just want the whole range.
Death Jester.
Yeah, no,
That's
that
what you're
should be the
getting
next
next.
purchase we all buy. Is just an army for Peter.
I like I
Ooh.
said, I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm chipping in. I will
I'm-
help buy that.
Broke AF. I don't know where you
Oh
guys are
yeah,
getting
God,
money
I'm
from.
a poor jobless student, but I will still contribute my 2 pennies.
Jobless.
To the Peter Fund.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome to.
I really hope he writes a backstory
He will.
for it.
He
'cause
will.
As soon as he does, then I'm gonna write a list and then I'm gonna start buying it for him.
Hopefully the it's super fluffy and not very good. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, he
Easy
doesn't
wins,
know.
Yeah.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
He
I'm
could
hoping.
stumble into it by accident.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's happened
Now with
before.
Harlequins, you can't.
There's
I
no
have
bikes.
all solitaires.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that he won't stumble into anything that good.
Yeah, it's all bikes, no infantry.
It's mainly a question of whether he's
infantry,
going
no
to
bikes.
write Yanari,
Yeah.
Drukari, or Eldari in with them. Like,
Yeah.
what is he choosing as his ally? That's like the biggest question right now.
Yeah, because like literally, if he includes any of them, it's only going to be like one squad of Harlequins, and like
and then the rest will
what?
be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, because it's just one troop of Harlequins. Like, and in my mind, you don't have, dozens of Harlequins running around. You got a single troop that might have a couple
Yeah, well,
actors.
don't
in
they
it.
just normally just run around in troops? Like that's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah,
why they
exactly.
call them troops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most likely that's what we'll see when we run through what he's looking for.
I sincerely hope it's not Drakari. Because
Yeah?
they're vicious to play against.
Oh, I don't mind that.
I think Eldari are better.
Are they? I guess they just all have the tricks and their whole
You
thing
say that
is
as a
being-
Space Marine player.
Oh yeah, no. Okay.
Hold on. Phobos lieutenant.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Right,
it's not
James?
it's not that necessarily they're better than the Space Marines because I think the Space Marines are arguably better. It's just
Unarguably.
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
Like,
I'm just saying it's things
mathematically
that you
they're
have no
better.
idea that they could do. It's like, oh yeah, I can do this.
No,
right.
I
Just make
didn't
it-
know that
What?
Phobos lieutenants could
Oh,
give
okay.
repulsor executioners.
Well, technically,
Well,
they
fun
can.
fact. Unless you're paying the points, you can't.
did you pay the points for
I
it?
did
you
not
pay
pay
the
the points.
What I like about this is now if I never play another game of 40K, I won't be the butt of the rules joke anymore.
That's right. It's
You're on the shit pile now, and
James.
I think I'm giving up playing.
I've already sent an email to jamescomplaints@gmail.com. Yeah.
Let's open that up.
Actually, I didn't. I was just lying.
I was gonna make something.
You
up.
know what we are going to talk about, though? We're going to talk about our...
Painting contest?
No, not the... Well, we can talk about the painting contest. We have time. Let's do the painting contest. We're running... Lorehammer is the platform that one of our Patreons is actually running a contest for
Yes,
us.
Snatch Ping Often on our Discord.
Yeah, he's on our Discord. What he did is he contributed all the prize money.
Yeah.
And he's handling all the nominations and
Yeah.
everything like that. So big shout out to him for running this for
Yeah, I
everyone.
donated like $300.
Yeah, it's awesome. But we have all our contest rules online. The big thing is that you have to be a Patreon member and you have to be on our Discord.
Yeah.
So, and then we have all our rules out there, but we have different categories like a single model, whether it's your character or your HQ, or you just really like one model, whatever.
Yeah.
Then we have like a squad, get a photo, a picture of all your guys together. And then we have a vehicle or monster category.
Yeah.
So there's some really cool submissions. I enjoy just looking at them and seeing what people are submitting, all different levels of paint.
Yeah, there's some that are really good. There are some that are definitely really good as well. Just all really good. Everyone's really good.
Yeah, it's always cool to see what people are
Oh,
working
yeah.
on, even if it's not.
No, like even a painted model that's not done well, I'd rather see that than
gray plastic.
Gray plastic, like
Yeah.
every time. Like,
Everyone, and it's cool to just see different people's approaches to things.
Absolutely. I don't give a crap how well they're done. I just like seeing what people do and how they envision their own model. Because everyone, I hope, has a sense of pride for what they accomplish when they paint. So it's cool to see that shared.
except for this Bjorn Eric guy, he clearly just jacked somebody else's model, put it on a base.
It's not even
what is
based.
what is that hot garbage?
That is wretched.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Our familiar place.
There's some cool ones. Like I'm looking at them right now. There's one. There's an Imperial Knight on there, but it has like a really cool base with like
The
trees,
trees
on it. Yeah.
Did you see the knight with the chains draped all over it?
Lots of cool
Scrolling.
stuff in there.
Yeah,
Scrolling.
it's there. There was a knight on there.
Oh, yes.
It's
Yes.
very like a dirty, gritty knight,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it has these massive chains draped all over it, which is
Yeah.
interesting. I thought.
Yeah. So if you want to join the contest, join our Patreon, join our Discord, and then post in one of the categories.
And then you might win $100, but like probably not. But who knows?
Hey, you might.
Maybe you're just hitting snatch just right.
Yeah. Maybe
You know?
you PM the man and say, I'll keep 50, you keep 50.
Exactly.
You know?
Turn this
Ooh.
into some bro.
That's my plan.
We just outed you.
Thanks.
So we have that. Something else that I was going to talk about is Lorehammer, not Lorehammer, but us as people. We've been running a unofficial tournament for a couple months now.
Yeah, Garage League.
A garage league is what I called it.
Fun fact: Thousand Suns don't do well. It's almost like they're bad.
Yeah. Nathan, you had a lot of unfortunate games.
Sure,
Yeah.
we'll call it that.
That's how I
Losing is
called it.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Currently, in first place is actually James.
Oh,
But-
what army do you play, James?
Yeah, James, why don't you tell us what the majority of what you've been running, as well as what rules you think you've been using that have really, really clinched that winning spot for
I
you?
think the biggest thing for me is always hitting on twos with my repulsors.
With
that
two
helps.
repulsors.
Yeah, that always helps.
It's nice to have a Phobos repulsor, isn't it?
Yeah, I put that keyword on. I just pencil it in.
That's right.
Phobos
Oh,
repulsor.
well, that's fine, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I take back
got
all
the
the shit I've
keyword.
talked. Yeah.
It's got the keyword. Yeah, so James...
I just like flip it really fast, so you can
You want
see
to
it's
see
got
my
the
rules?
keyword.
There you go.
There it is.
So James has played a total of 7 games in this league so far. It's really petered out since this whole COVID thing. Like there was like a solid while where we were playing every week for this, but it's not as much as it was. Anyways, James has played a total of 7 games in this, and he has a 0.86 win ratio. Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Do we clap?
No.
Or do we call him a
Not for a
Phobo
cheater.
cheater?
But
Yeah. You get one rule wrong for the last year, and people get pissed about
For the last year. What are those chocolates like over there? Can I have a chocolate?
I coughed on them.
I don't care. Whatever. Fuck
Oh
it.
shit. Okay.
Oh shit!
It's all wrapped up. Who cares?
Okay. Believe what you want, Mark.
So
I have the body of a finely tuned machine.
Oh, they're gonna say a 5-year-old. I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
yeah, so James, he out of his 7 games, sorry.
He cheated on all of them.
One,
Yep,
two,
that's
three, four,
correct.
5. You've played 5 times with Iron Hands, and you've played
Weird.
once with Ultramarines and once with Death Guard. Now you've only lost 1 game. What do you think
remember.
you were playing with, or do you know what he was playing with when he lost, Nathan?
No, but I remember when he played Ultramarines. That was because the Iron Hands got nerfed, and he thought Ultramarines were better for a week. So he played with them temporarily.
And that was his loss.
And then he went back.
That was his loss. He played against
I played
Ian.
a silly list against that. It was a silly list. It
Was
had
real
like
boot in it?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it was a silly list. When you're playing against that Tau list with all those like all those guns, you need a lot of artillery to kill the artillery. So
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, he just gets so many points. You played your last 2 games against me. So on the one we just had recently, you won 16-11.
Yeah.
So you won by 5 points. But the one before that, you won 17-7 because you pulled some bullshit shenanigans.
That was an all-star moment. You play the
I'm
strategy.
gonna do a pro gamer move.
Yeah. I was like, okay, Eric, I know you're gonna hate me for doing this.
He warned me. He did.
I had assassinate, Kingslayer, and I think it was like
sure something else
something
that
to
didn't
shoot.
matter. Yeah.
No, it was something like kill something in the shooting phase.
Oh, okay.
And so he dropped his warlord.
Which is a
Nemesis
Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight. So
I killed him in one.
It's
in
above
one
10
shot.
wounds, so it can be targeted no matter where it is.
Just blew him away.
That thing
Yeah.
only has 10 wounds?
No, it has 13.
Oh, above 10. Sorry.
Yes, it has above.
So
I see
I
what
blew
you
him
said.
away and then played the
Do you remember
one
what you killed him with?
intercessors.
Intercessors. He killed a Dread Knight with intercessors.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. -3 bolters, 2 damage.
It's so fucking ridiculous. Anyways, sorry.
And then you have a 1 CP stratagem where you got to play a objective again.
yeah, a stratagem. No, you're right. A tactical objective. Yes,
Yeah.
you
So I
put
just
it
played
right back
Kingslayer
into
again.
your...
Got D3 for killing his warlord.
Oh, man. I think you got like 10 victory points out of
Yeah.
just killing him.
Yeah,
It was
pretty bad.
so brutal.
I would argue that that's more a problem with your list than with James's.
It
though.
is, but he got a perfect hand.
He did.
He got a
did.
perfect hand.
Absolutely.
And you
play.
failed your charge, which was also
I failed
hilarious.
all of those charges. Like that's a very important thing with my list
Yeah.
is to like you have to make 9-inch charges.
Which is very doable because you have your Grandmaster there.
Yeah, who allows the rerolls, or you can just use a CP to reroll 1 dice, right?
Yeah,
so
but
I
still.
should be guaranteed 1 charge out of the 4 I have to make.
No, the odds have to be higher than that.
Yeah, it's a 30% chance.
Is it
Yeah, hitting a
Get
9.
in?
Yeah, it's a 30% chance.
even with a reroll, though?
No, then that's why I'm saying I should be guaranteed at least 1
Okay.
successful charge with the
Sure.
Grandmaster's rerolls and with CP. I should. be.
Does your banner give you anything about
No.
charges?
No.
You see,
It's-
that's the thing is that like when you're doing so, because your list is heavy dependent on deep striking.
yes.
You need something that's like, because the Blood Angels have some stuff where you get to roll 3 dice for your charges,
That
and
would
you
be
get
nice.
to re-roll. And
Yeah.
their Warlord has a Warlord trait for you can't fire Overwatch at him, so you just charge him in 3d3. He gets in, and then nothing else can shoot Overwatch
Yeah.
afterwards, and it's like, oh, that's good. And you
orcs
need stuff
have-
like that for your list.
Just
but-
make up. Just make it up.
Yeah.
The orcs have a rule where you can on their charge you reroll 1 or both of their charge dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
which
the,
is really nice.
the ability to
we
choose whether you roll 1 or both is
Yeah.
so much better than just re-rolling both.
Oh yeah.
I think that's something they've moved towards though. Like it's like that.
It's the hit rule as well.
Yeah, because it used to be only
Failed hit rolls, but now
Exactly.
you can re-roll hit rolls, which means that any of your ones that would have failed because of modifiers now as well you can re-roll.
I always found that frustrating.
Yeah, and it added a whole bunch of math that did not need to be there.
Yeah,
To
just
the
make it
game.
easier. If it missed, you can re-roll it.
Yeah.
I think they should do that for
I
everything.
disagree because it makes -1s to hit pointless.
Well, it still is -1 to hit.
It is,
Not
but if
everything
you're
has
rolling it, yeah,
Not everything
not
has
everything
re-
does,
I-
but it makes it pointless for Space Marines because
Sure.
chances are they're going to hit anyways, which I think is silly.
That's right.
Well, when you're using Phobos Lieutenant target priority on a repulsor,
I didn't know you could do that.
absolutely. You totally can. Ask he's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, over a year.
He's been winning
No
a
one's
lot of
called me on
games.
it.
He's been winning a lot
No
of
one
games
called
that
me
way.
on it in over a year. I just said, "Oh, I used my ability to make him a 2+." No one said anything.
So here's some other interesting stats from our Garage League. Mark's win ratio.
This won't be interesting to anyone. You can just move past it.
Oh, okay. Ian's win ratio is 0.43. That sucks. Eric's winning ratio is 0.63.
Also sucks.
Was the 2 straight losses to you
that
really set me back? Because I was sitting in that like 0.8 as well. Yeah, I was doing pretty well with Grey Knights, but I just 2 bad games against Iron Hands. But admittedly, like we talked about it quite a bit. Like there were some really bad mistakes.
You always
that I
leave
made.
your dreadnought
Yeah.
open for me to
It's
blow
such
away
a
turn 1.
dumb thing that I do, and I don't. Literally, as soon as the game starts, both of us are like, "Why the fuck did I do that? Like, what possibly demon possession happened right there to move it?"
I used my iron technology and hacked your brain. And
I
made
hate
do
you
it.
so much. I played my psychic stratagem.
Oh, that's a good one too.
That
That's a juicy,
sucks so much.
juicy little stratagem.
Yeah, James's ability to deny a psychic power on a 4-up
For one
for
CP.
1 CP
Hey-o.
is quite strong.
It's good against you.
It's good against anyone who uses psychic powers because
Yeah, but
How
like,
much
am
more important-
I gonna do that if it's a smite?
no, but I also have smites. What if
Yes,
I just
but
use
I'm-
only smites?
Then I'm not gonna spend a
Right.
CP to get D3 to
But
save myself D3 half the
do
time.
you think
One
a
wound.
do you think like most other factions have like units that cast powers, not everything, right? So then they're casting multiple powers, and in that case, one of them will not be a smite, and then
Sure.
that power is powerful. That stratagem,
Sure, it's
would-
it's good.
I would disagree. I think the stratagem's okay, but it's really strong against Grey Knights and Thousand Suns.
It's you rely on
think-
it so much.
but I think,
What?
yeah, I disagree.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's
Because
a
you-
lot less
you moving-
strong on
What do you-
armies that don't have.
So remember when we were playing in our tournament, or not in our tournament, in Imaginary Wars tournament, and the guy cast whatever the doom is on your custodes, right?
Sure.
Just one psyker in that unit, but he has a really powerful thing. Imagine how much stronger that stratagem is against that. Like, because
Okay,
he's bringing very powerful powers.
I'll put it this way. If you're building a list around a single psyker, you're probably building your lists incorrectly.
I don't think that list was built around that psyker,
Exactly. So his one psychic power going off or on is not going to make or break his list.
but it made or break your list.
Not really. He kills a unit, which is big for custodies, but like most people you're going up against, that's not the end of the world. I think it's really good against Grey Knights and Thousand Suns, especially like he can deny your gate, which is huge for Grey Knights.
you rely so heavily on your Gate of Infinity.
I
That's
do.
Why it's
I really
why it's
do
good
rely
against
and
you.
that's why it's good. But I mean,
what do you rely on? Like warp time is
yeah,
you
you
gonna get?
couldn't use like a warp time or something. But even against Thousand Suns, it's not as good. Grey Knights, I think, it's like very, very good against you, especially since your list is
or Sanctuary. If he denies Gate of Infinity or Sanctuary, both
Sure.
of those are very.
But here's the thing. No matter what, I'm going to always do it on Gate of Infinity because I don't care. 3 up is like, I just need to shoot it more.
more intercessors, right?
Yeah, more intercessors. I have a tasty treat for you next time.
Yeah,
we
it's
play.
more intercessors.
Yeah, it is. Don't worry. It'll be sweet. Anyway. No, it's
1,500 points of intercessors.
Yeah, jeez.
that's
It-
what most people run is just intercessors.
yeah. Anyway,
sense.
I'm getting rid of the Gate of Infinity every time because Gate of Infinity is so crippling for you.
Not being able to move is a very big deal for me.
So I don't care about the Sanctuary.
Yeah.
I only care about Gate.
Especially since you always just sanctuary your warlord, which is over 10 wounds, which means you just shoot him with intercessors and he dies. Being T6, it's like,
He didn't die last time though.
He didn't, yeah, but
But
he
you
also
hit him
didn't.
in the
He
gut.
also
He
didn't
didn't
get
do
his
anything.
value. Yeah.
sat in
hit
a
him.
building the whole game.
Oh man.
Just sat there so sad, looking
It
through the
was
door.
sad, yeah. Looking through the ruined building walls that he can't crush through. So sad.
How did he end up there?
I deep striked him in there,
Oh, to protect him, and
Yeah.
then you couldn't get him out.
and then he denied the gate.
That's
Oh,
right.
I see what's
Yeah.
happening. But how did that trap him the whole game?
Because
I denied
every
the
other
gate.
time I tried to do the gate, he just denied,
he denied it every turn.
Well, I didn't always want to move him, but he
Sure.
did deny the gate every single time. I think I got gate
I
through
see.
once
I see what happened.
in that entire game. So like 4 rounds, he denied gate every time.
Sure.
Like that's crazy.
Well, no, because you didn't gate the first turn.
No. Yeah. Correct.
So I denied it 3 times.
Yeah. Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
It was hilarious.
No. I was unimpressed with myself that game. It all started with that dreadnought, leaving him exposed to you.
Yeah, the thing too is like playing against your Grey Knights is not always the most fun game either because it's you hiding in buildings and never coming out. So
Yeah, it's a very cat and mouse game
Yeah.
with Grey Knights.
every time.
I think
that's
it's
the only
just
way
with
you can
Grey
play
Knights,
them.
it's
though.
But
like
yeah, even if
anytime.
I was playing Necron, like I would still hide from you.
Yep.
Still.
Like even my Toweless, like before you played Iron Hands, like I was beating you consistently with my Toweless. And then I played you after your Iron Hands. I only killed 3 fucking models.
That was a brutal game.
And it wasn't even like, oh, I've been rolling shitty or, oh, this is a shitty mission. It was just like,
I cannot do anything.
can't do
To be
shit.
fair though, like I only had the Repulsor before that codex came out, and I got 2 Executioners since then.
that is true. That is true.
So like that
yeah.
model also helped a lot. I had
Yeah.
not really any anti-tank before
Yeah, the
then.
ability
Yeah.
to take out his long strike.
But
in,
fuck,
like-
even your infantry guy, you can blast tanks away with your intercessor. Minus 3/2 damage. It doesn't take a whole lot.
No,
like-
it doesn't. Yeah,
I just wanna
reroll
point-
once to hit, reroll once to
Yeah.
wound.
Also,
like-
I'm not salty against you, James, by any means. Like
I
every
am.
game I play against you, I do have a good time. It's a fun game.
Well, the other thing too is I think the best way of playing, especially in casual, like the way we play, is only ever Maelstrom. Because Maelstrom means no matter how bad you're doing model-wise, you can still win. And it's just more fun to play that way.
Sure.
I think Eternal War.
I like
or
Maelstrom too now, where you can pick your deck.
Yeah.
Oh, building a deck is so cool in Maelstrom. I think it's added another level to the game, really. Like, you want to build the deck, like, do I want to play 2 objectives this game? Or do I want to play kill points this game?
Yeah,
Do I want to
and-
play, like, assassinate things? Or
It
I think
just-
it's very cool.
It opens it
Yeah.
up so that like, oh, okay, well, I've just got blown away in turn 1. I have very little left. I can still hide around and take objectives here and there and be a little more cagey, and you can still win. Whereas if you're just playing like just killing each other, just like if you get shot real hard turn 1, it's like, well, that pretty much is that.
It feels like in a decent amount of our games, it's determined turn 1. Almost, it's like, all right, like, what's the alpha strike? Like, am I going to be able to remove the most dangerous piece of firepower from the board?
Well,
And-
have you ever watched or heard any of the way they play Apocalypse now?
No.
Okay, so Apocalypse is you shoot all your stuff, then they shoot all their stuff, and damage is allocated after
I
the
did
turn.
know that, yes.
I think
very
that's
cool.
That's such a more interesting way of doing it, because then it's not just alpha striking stuff all the time. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, your alpha targets are still going to shoot at each other, but it doesn't mean like I put down like something crazy knight and it's dead in turn 1. It didn't even get a shoot. There's 500 points gone. It's like, well, how do you come back from that?
Yeah.
I think that's such a more interesting way of setting up the game. I hope that if they do a 9th edition, they switch it up that way a little bit, so it's not as
Yeah, I think it'll go that way,
swingy.
or it might go the way of Kill Team, where it's I shoot with a model, you shoot with a model, I shoot with one.
I think that's just slower, and that's why.
Yeah,
they might
for
not do
sure.
that.
Yeah,
But
and with
sure, either
40K,
way.
when you have so many units to keep track of too, it's like, yeah, that's a lot of extra fucking.
But totally,
But yeah, I like the way that is the wounds after
yeah.
all shooting.
I'd also like them to move to like a D12 system over D6s.
Really?
Just because, like, my custodies should be hitting harder than a Space Marine.
Totally.
But
But
they
shouldn't-
they hit barely harder than a
But
Space
yeah,
Marine.
but then there are things that should still hit harder than, or like a knight. A knight feels, I don't know. I just
No,
think
I agree.
think it
I totally
would be
agree with
more
you.
interesting if they
the
moved
more
to a D12.
absolutely the more sided dice, like the bigger spreads you can have between
Yeah.
skill, and it's way better represented on even a D20 or a
Sure.
like the more dice
D12
size, the
even.
better, right?
Because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the idea that a Space Marine is only hitting like what a guard hits on 4 and a Space Marine hits on 3s and a Custody hits on 2, that doesn't seem like there's only a I don't know.
it's a 17% increase on each of those.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that's
yeah.
And
representative.
with the D6, oh well, maybe I don't know if this would fix it, but from what I've seen and played, I guess in 8th edition, it's just whoever has the most shots tends to do
It's
the best.
very volume of fire in this edition. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah,
So-
because like
But if like you have like I'm doing 40 shots, but I'm only hitting on a 12 on a D12. It's like, okay, well that feels like my tank isn't going to get killed by guardsmen, right?
yeah,
Or
no,
something?
totally. The toughness of some vehicles doesn't like I shouldn't be able to kill. You don't want infantry fire to be taking out a knight. it doesn't feel right unless there's a lot of it. So I agree with you. I think they should switch that up. So basically we're saying that you should make Apocalypse rules more standard. Because that's what they do in Apocalypse is it's 12s.
Yeah,
Yeah, it did come out after, right? So
Yeah. I hope they move it that way, honestly.
they might move to a new edition soon. I have no idea. I know nothing about that. But just because I remember hearing a lot of people saying they move to new editions when you have lots of books. And right now everyone has like 5 books.
It's a completely different game though, or the company's completely differently run than how it used to be though.
True.
So
Yeah.
I
Who
don't know
knows?
if any of the rules that used to apply still apply.
I think it's basically absurd the amount of rules Space Marines have.
Yeah,
Just
like you're
the
carrying
different,
around
how many
the different
books?
sources you're saying.
Yeah, because you need
core
need-
rulebook.
Yeah, you need the core rulebook, you need Vigilus, you need
you need the
codex and your
You need a
supplement.
You
know,
need,
you need
and then you
Vigilus
need
too.
all your errata and facts of
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
And all of them have like an errata or fact. And I think the rule book has multiple.
Yeah.
It's
right?
almost like they should just do an online update.
Whoa! I don't want to
bring
be a
your logic in
yeah.
Oh no,
We are a
don't.
reputable podcast.
Yeah.
You can't just.
No,
that's
that would
totally true.
100% be the way to go.
Yeah,
Like I don't get
I
it.
still love the physical book.
the books
but
are really nice.
but
Like
they'll still
they
sell
look
them.
very
You can
pretty.
do-
Absolutely.
You can do both things though.
You
But
can.
you can do
And-
both.
And
I would
people
pay the
guarantee.
subscription.
Yeah, people will guarantee still buy the codexes even
because
if you can
it's
get free
so
rules.
nice to have them on your shelf and
Or-
leaf through old codexes and
Or
look
what
at
they
all
could
that
do is
artwork.
they could just make the codex the more like artwork and the lore part. You don't need all the rules in there, and you just have the subscription for the rules. And then you can make the codexes a lot more about the lore aspect.
Hey, here's
Yeah.
how you actually build a company of space
Exactly,
Marines.
that
Here's
stuff.
what you find in like these chapters. I
And then-
100%
and then the
agree.
subscription is just rules.
Absolutely.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I think that's a way better way of doing it. Because like if I don't have any of the books. I'm just going to use Battlescribe, but that's GW's fault for not also making a really good app that does that.
But I
either.
mean,
They tried.
Battlescribe doesn't even have everything, which like they shouldn't because
Yes.
they'll get.
Because then people wouldn't buy Games Workshop stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, like they don't have.
They don't have
don't
stratagems.
have
They don't have
stratagems.
objectives.
Yeah, all the whole.
You
a
still
bunch
need
of
other
stuff.
things, but Battlescribe
I
is
can
still a
do
great
that.
tool.
It's a great
Rebels
tool.
Lieutenant.
Yeah.
No, I'll do it the legit way. We're looking at Astreus. I
Oh,
will
yeah?
get that. I'm getting one at some point.
Very
I'm
cool.
like, yeah, you can.
I can make
Get
that
it.
on Tuesday too.
Well, it's Phobos, isn't it? If you
I
write in the
can
Phobos
use the
keyword.
I can use the Iron Father for that. I don't have
No,
to cheat.
you just write in the Phobos keyword.
Yeah,
Then
okay.
what problem do
Sure.
you have?
I'm just gonna write ballistic skill 2 on all my guys. Then.
Did you pay the points for it?
Yeah,
Perfect.
2 points.
Hey, Eric, remember just even earlier today, I'm like, oh, I've never seen muzzle burns on las cannons.
Yes.
The official Forge World Atreus has.
That's not last cannon though.
Oh.
Oh, those are last cannons.
Yeah, las talons, I think they're called, maybe.
Yeah.
And
Oh, they're
how do
so much
they-
worse.
How do they do it? Do they do it on the covering or just on the thing underneath?
No, on the full covering.
Are you gonna
They-
get a real
the
one?
way they do
Or
it
are you gonna get
is-
a not as real one?
China special.
I don't know. It is half the price, but then I don't know if I can trust that I'll get it.
Well, I wouldn't suggest doing it from AliExpress, but I definitely didn't get all my stuff from AliExpress.
Oh my god, the Estrella Super Heavy Detachment. $1,700.
What is it? How many Astreus is that?
3.
What? For 1,700? Oh, because
Yeah.
you're probably looking at Canadian and not
Pounds.
That's pounds.
1,700 pounds? There's no way, because one
No,
is
yeah.
only 285.
One is 500 pounds. Oh, you're looking at Australia dollars.
Oh, right.
And now the didgeridoo.
The didgeridoo.
Here we go. $1,300. The Estrella
That's much more reasonable.
The Estrella is 440
Yeah.
Canadian dollars. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you need. I would love to play that.
What you need is 3 of them. I'd love to play it because I know they're horrible.
they're not great.
They're apps. They're like just flying pieces. They're paperweights, flying
yeah,
paperweights.
they don't. They're too easy to kill.
It's like a knight, but significantly worse.
They look
those
cool.
dreadnought
But they look
guns,
so
though?
cool.
They look cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's a cool.
The guns
model,
on
but, like,
top, I think they're like
No, it's got side spawns
it
and
shoots like six shot, like 63 or something
yeah.
shots
I don't know.
onto
There's
the
some
top
weird.
cannon.
I like it.
Does it has an Invuln shield too? Is it
Void.
sort
It
of.
has void shields.
It has void shields. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you guys
but
know
void
how
shields
void
aren't
shields
great.
work?
No.
I found
No.
out. I found out recently how void shields work. They actually vent all like the charge, the energy of like the shell or the plasma or whatever. It puts it into the warp.
Very cool.
So it actually like whatever you shoot at a void shield
Just goes into the warp.
It just goes right into the warp and
Well,
discharges
that's why
in there.
the
That's why
warp's so
everyone's so
pissed.
pissed off.
yeah, that's why they're
Or
invading the Imperium.
Why
We
don't they
started
just
it.
put that little Invuln box that they put on the little what are they? The little tanks that the Space Marines have. They slap
Oh,
that
yeah,
Invuln.
the
That's a
shield
4-up
dome.
one.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Put the shield dome
Well, it's
on
a
it.
bigger model, so you have to put 2 of them.
I'll just pay the points.
Well,
Yeah.
void shields, even rules wise, they're different, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
It's
Not an
not as
Invuln
good,
save.
no.
It's a 5
It's
up.
not as good.
No, it's worse.
Oh.
Invuln save
That's
is just a flat
unfortunate.
up 4 up or a 5 up or 6 up or whatever it is. Whereas a void shield is like it doesn't act as a save. It's like on when you take down like
It's
I'd
like
have to
Feel
look
No
up the-
Pain, isn't it?
It's
No,
weird.
it's
It's
weird.
weird. I don't.
I'm trying to
remember the
load it
rule.
right now, but my God, Battle Scribe.
On it, the case. So GW does have like a list builder on their website, but I think they just need to make an app. Again, that's something I'd pay for.
oh yeah,
I'd buy the app if GW made like a real
one
list
that you knew
building
was going to
one.
be updated with all the rules. Absolutely.
yeah, and it
I would even pay like actual money,
money,
and not
yeah.
just like $1 a month or something. You know, like
yeah, I'd pay like that's what the subscription should be.
sure,
Is just an app that you pay monthly for.
yeah.
And it
That has
keeps
all the
more-
rules,
Yeah.
and it has the ability to build lists.
Yeah.
And they accept it at like tournaments. Hey, like use this to like build your list and
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
us and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would
And then
be-
obviously another feature of the app would be you have to subscribe to Lorehammer podcast.
To Lorehammer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Patreon.
obviously.
Yeah.
I thought it went without saying. I apologize for not saying that because I should have.
Yeah, no, there's those are not great models.
How about
Or
this? You buy the Void Shield Generator, the terrain piece,
great. Okay.
and then
Oh
now,
my
now
gosh.
you have paid the points for it. 'cause
Okay.
and now you just strap that onto the back of
The Impulsor.
the
What-
Or
that
just-
gi-
just
that
put it
gives
on
an
your
infun
repulsor.
save to guys around it, right?
Yeah,
Is that
and-
part of the rules.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder if it gives it to vehicles
Yeah, I think as long as you're wholly within the bubble.
Which is hard to do with the vehicle.
with a vehicle.
It's a big bubble. You don't believe me?
It's not that I don't believe you. It's just that
Hey,
maybe
hey,
you
hey.
read.
Well,
incorrectly.
hey, no. I'm not in the ship pile anymore.
it's only me.
That's
Remember,
right.
I'm the
You
only
know
one
what?
who cheats.
That's fair. What's that called? Void generator?
Void Shield Generator.
All right, 190 points. Let's take a look.
Okay.
I'm also taking a look. Oh my God, Estrella 600 points.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
yeah, but you
not-
can
I'm
take
just
like
curious about how its void shield works. Oh my God, that's a long paragraph of text. I'm not actually reading that here. My God.
It's complicated.
It's complicated. You wouldn't understand. Jeez. You should buy the within 12 inches
of
That's
the
hard to
Void.
get a
of the
tank in.
void. Yeah.
What? 12 inches? What vehicle is? What? How could you not get a?
Well, I guess you could get a repulsor in that for sure.
12 inches is huge.
I guess that's
Is
pretty
that what
big.
you think is
Sure.
big, Mark?
I was gonna say, boy, that's
Yeah.
a shame.
Well, you know, when you're playing with Tau Breachers, a 12-inch range, you're fucking. Woo. That's all you're working with.
Yeah. It's not super great though. You don't always get it.
No, and it degrades with the. It doesn't.
Not the void shield generator.
Oh, the one on the tank
The
degrades.
Estrella degrades.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me from everything you guys are saying about how terrible of a model it is.
Well, there's a reason you don't see them ever. Right.
Because Forge.
They're
World.
Forge World.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay.
Both.
Ooh,
People
I've seen Forge World. You see Forge World if it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
people
heard
will
of
pay
that?
for it if they make the rules good enough for
Yeah.
it. But yeah. Anyway, I like to bring it back. I do hope they switch the rules at some point. If they ever do a 9th edition,
Yeah.
I hope they make the rules less swingy on turn. Whoever gets turn 1.
Would you like to see the rules get more complicated as well? Because you guys were saying like, oh yeah, I'd like to work it on a D12 system. Obviously, that would make the whole game more complicated.
Just in what you have to memorize, like
Yep.
that doubles the number of
Sure.
potential like stats on character sheets.
That's
right?
true.
But would you like other things like you guys started playing in 8th? Did you ever like the idea of like armor values or armor facings on vehicles? Did you ever see that stuff?
I'm okay with that not being in
Yep.
specifically the facings because number one, it's so easy to just like have an argument about
Oh,
what's the
It's
facing.
So dumb.
I'd be
Oh,
so
yeah.
pissed. It's like, okay, well,
Holy.
obviously I have that, and then you're well, no, the
Yeah.
facing is not that, so I'm gonna put it on this one. That's full health, and it's like that just sounds annoying.
Sure.
And I'm okay with a lot of the rules that they've made in this edition that make it easier for games to flow. Like,
Oh yeah.
okay, if any part of my model can see any part of yours,
It's
then
just-
it just means there's less arguments.
Absolutely. The game flows so much faster
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, yeah.
But
the
I do-
blast plates,
yeah.
maybe that would be cool. I don't
Same
know.
thing though.
Is-
Arguments galore.
Sure.
Yeah.
About what?
Blast templates.
Oh, yep.
That
co-
scatter
I-
dice.
yeah.
Like
Oh, no, because
Yeah.
the only thing that blast plates will bring is everyone spacing out their models, the maximum distance that you're not getting hit by blast plates.
Yeah.
I miss templates not because I thought they were really good on the tabletop. I missed putting a template down and visually seeing what my
You
gun
still can do that.
represented. Well,
yeah, like I just remember buying the Warlord. I'm like, oh, this thing shoots like 5 big blasts. Like,
yeah, it's so much cooler to
yeah,
see.
I'm like, I can't
the
wait to do that.
The
And then I never
physical
did.
devastation it unleashes on the table. Like that is a part I miss, but I do. It 100% does that. You space your models out and you get really nitpicky with it, and it
Yeah.
slows the game down.
yeah.
I'm all for all the rule changes that they made that
Oh, sure.
make games faster and less argument ridden.
and
Anything
also
that makes
just
it
more
standardized.
accessible,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
So you don't hope it gets more complicated then?
no.
Yeah.
no,
It depends on the complications.
Sure.
Those anything that makes arguments happen where there's like debate about, okay, is something in line of sight? Is something getting covered? Like even the vehicles have to be 50% obscured.
It's tough.
Like it could get pretty close.
You have
and
to
then-
have a lot of grace when you're playing that way. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like absolutely sure, take the 50%,
Yeah.
or letting the other player choose it is so.
Yeah, like usually if you're gonna take a cover save, it's like, okay, I'll let you call it because we usually don't care that much. but like,
I think we're also much better at it than 10 years ago when we used to play.
We've matured.
We're maturing.
Like a fine
Sure.
wine.
either way, like
Or like,
fine wine.
That's how I'm describing
like
myself.
barefoot. Like
Well, yeah.
barefoot.
Barefoot Moscato.
Yeah, that's how we're
Some
aging.
dollar store box wine over here.
Nowhere to go but up.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, so like I said, I think those changes are good. But like I don't mind complexity necessarily as long as it doesn't take longer to use.
Yeah, like
or,
so. You like the number system because it's straightforward. It's obvious.
yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or like
What if they just doubled the number of stratagems in the game? Like, I'm not saying
I'm
that's
okay
what they
with
should
that.
do. Yes, exactly. That's
Yeah.
the level of complexity
And
you're
then you
okay
what-
with.
exactly.
I'd be actually quite happy if not only did they make more stratagems, but they made them a lot more
Unique.
Like this stratagem has a specific place that it's going to be used, and it's not going to be used outside of that place.
Like I hate stratagems where it's like, enjoy your +1 to hit.
Yeah, or like deny a psychic,
James.
yeah, or like deny a psychic power on a 4-up.
oh, that's another one it means.
that-
No,
That's-
I actually like that one. Like
Really?
I do. No, I do. Like it's
See, I
I don't think it's
agree.
very
I think-
flavorful.
Well, I
no,
just
I
think
don't
it's
say-
too broad. Like I just think some stratagems are just so broad. Like
I like the idea of that one because it is a tool that you will use against some, but you
you'll-
won't use against.
You will
others.
use it against almost every faction that brings a psyker.
Not
necessarily,
necessarily.
man.
Almost, I said.
No,
you
no,
will
no,
almost
no,
use it against every
not
faction.
necessarily.
That has
If
it's
you-
so cheap. It's so cheap.
I'd agree. If your opponent has a psyker, you're
You are
probably
having it
going to
in your
use
back
it
pocket.
once per game.
Right? They're
Probably.
casting 1 to 3
Yeah. You
psychic
won't
powers
use that
per
every
turn.
turn
No, but
against
you
it.
are
No,
going to use
but
it.
you'll use it at least once per
I'll-
game.
I'll concede the point.
I-
I would rather there be more stratagems that you'd use less often.
Yeah,
On the other
totally.
hand,
That'd be cool.
that one stratagem that you have that brings back a tactical objective, that is so cool. It really fucked me over, but I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
I would love
and you can only use it once per battle, which is like
yeah,
sure.
like that's so cool. Like, what's the right moment to use it? Like, did I use it here? Oh no, like 2 turns later would have been the better time. And like, I like those ones where you have to actually carefully consider what
Yeah.
you're using. That psychic power, you don't. You blow 1 CP. What do you do?
You still have to know what powers.
But
are
it doesn't
useful.
cost.
yeah. which power is the most
maybe
important one to
it's too
use,
good.
yeah.
Maybe it should be on a 5+.
Sure,
But like the
whatever,
rule
but
itself, it still
you like
requires-
the rule.
Yeah, like it still requires knowing what you're doing and not just he is instantly now better. You have to know because you can do like bluffs, like you can play psychic powers in a certain order, and you
Yeah.
might bluff.
I
the
try
person.
and do that with him. I try and like
I'm just always
knows-
waiting for gate.
he
though,
just
with
he
you.
always waits.
Oh,
yeah.
sure. But like if you're playing a brand new army, maybe you haven't played it against, or you don't know the person
I
so
would
well. Like
disagree with that, just because, like, yeah, like I think the only time that you don't know when to use it is if your opponent is bringing a new army.
Yeah, but what's to stop you from just asking, hey, what are the 3 psychic powers you took?
Exactly, and
like-
what do they do?
Yeah.
oh, sure. But
Then
you still have
problem
to,
solved.
And then it's like,
you
oh,
still
okay,
have
well,
to make a choice. Though.
Absolutely, but you
Sure.
should have a grasp then of what the psychic
Of what-
power does.
yeah, then
like
you probably
if you didn't know
know.
what any of my powers did, and I just said I brought Sanctuary, Gate of Infinity, to Imperium Domination, and I don't tell you what they do, yes, you run a risk. But if all of a sudden I tell you what to do, you can immediately understand. Okay, I can either let him teleport wherever he wants.
It's only half the time. It could like half the time it does nothing.
It could.
Absolutely, I like that. I like the fact that it has a chance to fail. I just think it's too cheap.
Yeah, but if it was 2
I'm on
CP
your
for a
side, James.
50% chance of it not even doing anything, that's a little rough, right?
Well, but like,
But imagine
Agent-
denying Gate of Infinity in that crucial moment. You risk paying the 2 CP and rolling the dice.
I
for it.
think
CP is
I think it
crazy.
should be 2 CP because there's like Agents of Vect, which is you can deny a stratagem. On a 1, it fails. On a 6, your opponent pays the CP for it. And anything in between, you like the stratagem just doesn't go off. That's crazy, but it's 4 CP. You can only use it once per game, so it's you got to wait till that stratagem, and you're like, I deny this. And it's like, oh, okay, that's game changing.
Sure.
And I think that well, I don't think it should be 4 CP because it's obviously not that good. I think it should be 2 CP because like denying a psychic power is a pretty big deal. It's not. I don't think it's as big of a deal as Eric says it is.
Well,
but
it feels really different to me because it's against me.
I
right?
definitely am more with Eric, where I think it should be probably more than 1
maybe.
CP, or you raise it to like a 5, or it probably should be
In
adjusted
general,
a
I
little
think
bit. But
It's a fun rule, is the point.
It is a fun rule.
Yeah.
in
It's
general,
not
we
ju-
agree though that like the idea is, yeah, more complexity isn't bad. Because like it doesn't act the complexity in that way, like more stratagems isn't a barrier to entry because you can still play and not use stratagems.
Absolutely.
It's-
And
and
we
that's
did
fine.
it for the first part of 8th edition. Probably
Yeah, I
for
had
like
no idea what the heck
for
they
8
were.
months we never collected command points. We never once used like stratagems. It was only when you guys started playing and you guys were like, you're idiots for not playing
We
with
also didn't
stratagems.
really play that much.
No,
like-
yeah, and when you guys started playing is when we really picked up the pace on our games. So,
Yeah.
which has only been good for us. I think now I couldn't even imagine not playing with stratagems. Like I'm waiting for the chance to use these cool things.
Yeah.
I would love like double the amount, triple the amount. Really
Yeah.
unique things that I have that other people don't. I also get tired of it being like, all right, everybody has this stratagem. Like it's titled something different and they flavor it differently, but they do the exact same
Sure,
thing.
but if only some people were allowed to interrupt, I don't know. That would be like a huge.
It would be,
maybe.
but what if you just made it more expensive, right? Or you can only
Well,
like you roll and
that's like a whole different like
Sure.
there's a fine balancing act. I just think like you make more stratagems, you make them more like unique, just because there's a lot of stratagems no one uses too, right? Like you buy the deck of however many cards, you use 3 stratagems in them
Yeah.
because the 3 are good and the rest are absolute garbage,
or they're okay.
or whatever.
Or
right?
super specific. Like this is a once in 20 game situation.
I don't mind those, but
And
if they were
that's
all
fine.
like that,
But then they just need to all be like that, right?
Yeah.
They need to either all be very specific or that's what they need to be. Just all very specific.
Yeah.
Because it's cooler, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should. I might consider just getting the Apocalypse box and seeing if we at some point and seeing if we try that out just for the rules and see how we like it because they do have a lot more
I'll
stratagems.
finally
I'm
feel
okay.
comfortable playing my knights.
I don't
If
need
we
to
do
play
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. I don't have any armies for Apocalypse. So
yeah, I
I'll
better
pass.
get some more monoliths.
Yeah.
All
There's
right.
custodians
some more
don't
eggs.
do
All
well
here.
in Apocalypse.
Yeah, what do you bring?
Nothing.
Oh.
And like the way the squads are counted is like you get punished so hard because you're so expensive. My chaos maybe, but like I don't have any infantry for them. I only have
We wouldn't have to play a big
Dreadnoughts.
game. Like I'm just talking about playing the format so we could see if it was fun.
You literally do have to play a big game. That's Apocalypse.
Do you not understand, James?
You have to have like over 4,000
complains.
points.
What are
in
you
whatever
have to
army.
have
What are you
4,000?
missing?
You have to have a lot.
What are you?
Sure.
What concept are you missing out of the phrase apocalypse?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Apparently, I'm just a dumb bitch. That's fine.
Do you know what a pandemic is?
I say this, and your viewers are gonna be like, you can play 1,500 point Apocalypse games. You're playing
Sure.
1,500 point Apocalypse games. What are you doing with your life?
And now
Yeah.
respond
Play
to them.
40K.
Just fucking play 40K.
It's like when Kill Team basically is the size of a 40K game.
Kill Team Elites, Kill Team Heavy.
Kill Team Fast Attack.
Yeah, fuck off.
Well,
But we should play that anyways.
Kill Team, you have like 130 points, guys. It's
No, it's 200 now.
Oh, did
Yeah,
they
it
raise
goes
it?
up. It goes up every time they release a new thing.
Oh, I
Doesn't
didn't know
it?
they released a new box.
Yeah, and there's a very strong theme they're doing there.
I
with,
would've-
releases.
I like
of naming it after slots,
I
army slots or
like
whatever.
Necromunda looked cool. I've never played it, but I like all the armies in it.
So
It
if
seems
there was
very.
if there was one, if you no longer play 40K and there's one of the specialist games, would Necromunda be your game? Well,
I don't
what-
know. I've never played it. I
Yeah,
have
me
no
neither.
idea.
But which one would you like to try? Is
Yeah,
I
what
guess
one
maybe
kind of
the-
grabs your attention when you see the
Yeah.
box art or the models come out?
Probably
Of it?
Necromunda. Necromunda. I mean, or I would just switch to AOS. I actually. I would probably switch to AOS if I couldn't do 40K anymore. You know what? I've thought about switching to AOS with still being allowed to do 40K. So
Yeah. You've always said you're more of a fantasy guy.
I like fantasy
Yeah.
and like the dwarves in AOS all look really cool. Their sculpts are awesome. I like them.
It's a very unique
And, like-
twist on fantasy that they've done.
Yeah. I mean, some of their stuff is pretty unique. Some of it I think is a little generic. But I mean, I think what I like about AOS is that like I don't know anything about the lore, but there's just in every faction like slot, there's not an army that I wouldn't collect. Like in Order, I love a bunch of them. Chaos, I love a bunch of them. Like the Death, I love some of them. I'm not as fond of Death, but even like some of the Death stuff I like. The Orcs, I would do a total grot squig army in a heartbeat. That's hilarious and amazing. So it's just I just like a lot of the armies. Whereas 40K, I'm like, yeah, like I want to
feel
do,
like you have to pick and choose.
yeah, because I don't love them all as much as I do AOS. for
Is it a
sure.
sculpt thing? Or-
Yeah, I think so. And just like races, like if there was a dwarf race in 40K, I'd be playing it regardless of how shit it is. 100%. Like those third party. Mark has some third party dwarf sculpts.
Forge Fathers. from
Forge
Mantic
Fathers.
Games.
Yeah. And if that was like, if they had sculpts like that for 40K and rules set to go with them,
That felt very
that felt
dwarfish.
100% I'd be on board and I would sell
Run
everything
them
I
as Iron
have.
Hands. That's what I was
Honestly,
gonna.
I
That's
honestly-
literally what I was gonna
honestly,
do.
that's not
Honestly,
bad.
I've thought about it. The only thing is, I thought I was like, I probably have to convert some shit, and I don't like converting.
Maybe. I
Just
don't know.
because-
If you wanted to, we could probably work it out how to do it with minimal conversion.
Maybe I don't know. But
That's what we
anyways,
need. We need another Iron Hands.
That's right.
player in our
That's
group.
right. We do.
Well, whatever.
Nathan needs a win.
I really either way, dwarves are kind of like my favorite race in general. Usually, like when I play games or whatever, I love dwarves. So there was a dwarf race in 40K. I'd for sure play
I'll
it.
tell you, when we do our 40K RPG, you can play as a squad.
Oh, great,
Yeah.
good.
You can be a dwarf.
Yeah.
Be a squad.
I don't like that thumb movement. James, how about you?
I wanted to play the
Is
orangutan.
Apocalypse
but-
count?
Yeah, whatever counts. Whatever.
Yeah,
Really?
Play Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I just 40K but big.
Yeah.
I
Get all
already-
my models. I like the
You
idea
know
of just
how I've
having
spent-
all your models on the table.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, sure.
What a long game, though.
Apocalypse is quick,
Apocalypse
though.
is quicker.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Is it?
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know anything about it.
Sure.
I don't
I've
see as
heard
many
that's
people
cool.
play it, and I don't know if that's just because
It's
I
just
think
like,
the scene in 40K is just too big to not. It doesn't allow for
Yeah.
a lot of other people to like focus on other stuff.
Sure.
Like Necromunda also just seems like an add-on to 40K,
Yeah,
and Blackstone
yeah.
is an add-on, right? Apocalypse is an add-on to 40K. If you have models, you can play Apocalypse, but you're still gonna play 40K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the difference, I think.
Eric, what would you do?
Blackstone or Monopoly.
interesting.
So,
What about 30K? Because that's
I don't
that's-
really have
that's
a-
everything you love about 7th but in resin.
Yeah.
That's
My God, you son of a bitch. I'm in. No, I think I would do Blackstone. Ever since we found out that about the card in Blackstone.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Don't say what it is.
There are 7 of them.
Oh my God.
And they are all there's 7 different cards you can get.
And it's all random in whatever game. I
Yeah.
love it.
What is
I love
that?
it.
What is this? I haven't heard.
So do you know what Blackstone Fortress is? So
Yeah, it's looks like you move around on tiles. And,
so at the end of the game, your whole goal is to get to the vault. So if you get to the vault, the GM will literally open up this like sealed card and give it to you and reveal some secret of the Blackstone Fortress.
oh, that's super cool.
Right.
And there's like some lore in it or something. Or?
I have no
don't know.
idea.
Oh, that's
I've
super
specifically
cool.
not looked.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so I specifically knowledge because I want to play the game,
Yeah.
and
That's
I
cool.
want to earn
If you do
the
it, I'll play.
knowledge. I'm
I'll play.
It intrigues
Yeah, when,
me to no end.
When Matt comes back, the UK guy, he has a fully painted Blackstone Fortress that we're going to play and film. So we're kind of just waiting for him to come back. And he was going to come back in the fall, but now it's hard to say
Sure.
with what's happening.
A couple of years, maybe.
8 to 9 years minimum.
Hashtag 2027.
Nice. 8
Yeah.
to 9 years minimum. In
I think
2027.
But honestly,
Well, clearly you don't understand conspiracies. We're actually 2 years ahead. The government wants to think that, but Eric's onto the truth. He knows. He knows
I've
the real
opened my
date.
eye.
the third eye.
That's right.
Nice.
No, I've transcended. I'm on my 5th.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
But the only reason I would play Blackstone is just because of that card. It's
Yeah.
not like I think the story is particularly amazing.
Yeah, you
or
can't
anything.
keep playing it the same way you
Yes.
do any of
Yeah,
these
yeah.
other games.
Yeah. Does it have to be Games Workshop? If I had to pick a different one, because
I'm a stickler for the rules, so I'm gonna say yes.
I'd move into Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings, eh?
I'm not a stickler anymore. Oh no, that is
Games
DW.
Workshop.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
we're
that's
Lord of the
why
Rings
I-
guys now.
Yeah, I would go into. I think I would do Lord of the Rings. I
Talk to
bought
my
them
brother.
at some
Yeah.
point. I bought them.
He's got the whole collection almost.
Yeah, yeah.
I would do Lord of the Rings, but all their dwarves are resin, and I refuse to deal with that bullshit.
No.
Third party.
Their dwarves, like the Iron Hills dwarves,
Ooh.
look super good.
Yeah,
The
they're all
goat
resin.
rams.
I'm not building them or painting them or doing it. I'm not touching them, but they look good.
They look really cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, dwarves are my favorite. So I've done the research.
I have looked at pictures of dwarves.
I'm sure, I'm hoping that when
I
that
have
new
touched
TV
myself
show.
to dwarvish women.
Some say
Well,
there
that's
are
the
no
thing.
dwarf women.
And they just spring out of holes in the ground.
No, maybe that if that TV show ever comes out, that Lord of the Rings one, that'll kind of resurge that. Because they're still releasing stuff for that, which is cool.
Oh, yeah.
But
It's very
Yeah.
it's a
consistent.
lot
Yeah, 'cause
slower than
if
the
they
other two,
don't,
but-
they lose their IP for or
Oh,
not.
do they?
Yeah.
I guess it's not IP. They're what would the
Their
rights?
rights to
yeah.
the
Yeah.
Their license or
franchise.
whatever?
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm happy.
It
as-
forces them to release it. I like it.
I love now they're getting into the movie characters that are like so minute. So like just a couple weekends ago or months ago or whatever, they released in the Battle of Helm's Deep. There's that little boy and Aragorn like grabs his sword. He's like, this is a good sword, trying to inspire.
Oh my God, Hema.
I think it
Hama.
starts.
Hama.
Some of Hama, my dude.
Yeah, like that guy's.
Yes.
You can get that model now.
That's so
I'm pretty
cool.
sure you can also get that guy who
lost
fired.
his eye. Yeah.
Oh, is it the guy who lost his eye? I thought it was the
it
guy
was
who
the
shot
same
the
guy.
first arrow.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the same guy.
the
Oh, is
older man.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, like I love that they're
That's so
doing like a
cool.
bunch of these like exotic characters from the movie.
I think my favorite thing about Middle Earth was you could get Tom Bombadil.
Yeah.
And you couldn't attack him, and
Yeah.
he couldn't attack.
Yeah.
But he would just dance around the battlefield, and he would hold objectives for you, which
Yeah.
I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, it was-
He's
can't
unkillable.
kill him. Yeah, yeah, literally. And we're not talking Iron Hands, Leviathan, Dreadnought unkillable.
No,
we're talking
we're talking
true,
a god.
unkillable.
True God unkillable.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
I like it.
I'm just trying to find the most recent release.
It's not the most recent for Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
The most
okay.
recent was last weekend. It was two Osgiliath Rangers.
Oh.
Well, not Osgiliath, Ithilien.
Yeah, they got some cool stuff. That's
yeah.
it's a cool range.
They-
My brother's super into it. He's got like I think there's honestly he has more of the kits than he doesn't. Oh, for sure. He's got a lot of it.
It's not Hama. Hama.
No, not. It's not Hama. It's Hama. Someone Hamamayan.
I'm trying to find it, but whatever. No, I would probably do Lord of the Rings if I couldn't do 40K.
That's ambitious.
Yeah, here, Eric. I found it right away.
Oh, well.
Unless you were looking for the name.
I was also looking for the name. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and like the one eyed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the same guy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, like
so
it's just
cool.
like
I love the fact that you can have that model.
yeah, and like there's a bunch of them like this too. Like these aren't the only two that are
Oh yeah,
just
there's
like
random orcs that
Yeah,
weren't really even in the movie.
The age of man is over.
yeah.
Okay, Linda, let's take her down a notch.
That was my favorite meme
Linda,
when the
listen.
Orc Codex came out. Like, the age of the Orc has begun. That was
Except-
my favorite.
That
And then it
was
was,
short-lived.
yeah, it was like what 3 days before it was like, and you're not
Orktober.
seeing any orc things.
Everyone was like
anymore.
Orktober, and then
That was pretty great.
Would you say that orcs have a propensity to just get rowdy over nothing?
sounds about right.
In what universe?
Real life,
Oh,
the orc boys.
oh man.
That's fine.
Yeah.
They got their big Mega Rip or whatever his name is.
What would
Big Fracka boy.
So what would you do, Mark?
Terrible.
I like the idea of Adeptus Titanicus, but I think it's incredibly lame that you're just facing off against the same models. Like, there's just not variety there yet. But, like, if they ever came out with, like, you're fighting now Stompas and you're fighting Eldar Titans and there's actually a model.
Necron Titans.
Yeah, if there's actually a model range, 100% it'd be that. But,
I
where-
like Titanicus too, actually.
yeah, like it's cool. Like you're like,
There's
oh,
something
overcharge
cool
their
about it.
shields, and then like, yeah, you can't move as fast. It's very micromanaging, like exactly how you like. It's cool, but yeah, just the fact that it's like, well, okay, we both are using the exact same miniatures. It's a little bland. But
Yeah.
No,
But,
no one for
also-
Aeronautica. No one.
No.
But if Gothic came out, I think I think I
I'd be in
would
for
play it.
Gothic,
Like
too.
I think I will play it. It's not even like this is a hypothetical.
Really?
I would
so.
get Gothica as well.
I
I like the
never
ships.
liked naval anything. So
I
hard
just,
pass.
I just like the idea of completing my chapter though in
Yeah.
space as well.
That would be very cool. I would also do like the Nekhebet dynasty as
yeah.
like their force. Yeah, it's just another level of like creation to your army.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just you can flush out your force a
Yeah.
little bit more. It's fun to do that. Yeah, I'd do that, but I don't know.
Obviously, we would do it, James. God. Obviously, we would give Games Workshop our money.
They just need
We've
to
been-
reopen so they can
Was-
take my money.
Was I not clear? I won't.
This
well.
guy. This orc is the one orc who has a skull strapped on his head. It's like,
Oh yeah, when they take
Oh, yeah.
Osgiliath.
yeah.
Late as usual, pirate. Is it that guy?
Yeah.
Pirate Sky.
Yeah, like it's just like, oh, okay, so yeah, if you've said a line in the movies, you're gonna get a model. Like,
Yeah.
I
Nice.
really
he
like
has that scythe.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, exactly, yeah,
Man, what a great.
They don't want to lose their license, apparently.
yeah.
GW is so strict about their own licensing, so it's hilarious that they're.
They've seemed to be less like they're letting
They've calmed
people
down.
use it
Oh, yeah.
for like making videos, which I never understood why. Like, I think it was Paramount with Star Trek. They just like target people with laser precision and just remove all their fan stuff.
Yeah, that's weird.
Why do that? Like they're building advertisement for free.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if Astartes will be. I hope so. Astartes is amazing, but now they're like coming out with their own animated stuff.
Well, he's
Yeah.
done with Astartes.
Is he?
He's doing different stuff now, but it's still 40K.
Yeah,
But-
I don't know exactly, but
I thought you said he said he was doing a 5-part of that, and now he's doing something.
that's
different.
what it
That
sounds
story
like.
is done, but
Yes.
it's like this.
And
another
then like
story.
it all still might be Astartes though and intertwined. Like all you really have to go off of is he has said that series is done, and then they show that teaser of like
yeah,
the
he
flashes.
does. He runs through all the different.
So maybe like it
chapters.
will be Astartes, and maybe they'll all have a continued story arc somehow. Maybe, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
All
Either
I do
way.
know is one thing. I won't tell it.
Oh yeah.
It's secrets.
yeah.
Secrets
on
and lies.
secrets.
Either way, I like that they've let people do fan stuff.
Me too.
It builds
I
the
just
fan
meant
base
more
in
in
a
their
positive way.
like a lot of their video games, like
Oh yeah.
companies that like do make their video games and stuff. Like they obviously like, the same thing, but then like if you don't put out a video game for a certain amount of time, like they rip their license from you, and then all your games get like online stuff gets all little. Same with Lord of the Rings does the same thing though. Or if you don't put enough content out. So obviously that's
I
why
have
they keep putting
played
out content.
some very, very shitty Lord of the Rings video games.
Really, name one.
Oh my god, they were all.
You can't see exactly.
There was some good ones. What was the one where you like played as one of the main characters and ran through the different battles? Like there was the Pelennor, you took over the gatehouse, and
I think you're thinking the main character you play that's like a Gondorian. His name starts with B, maybe.
no.
Oh.
You play as either Aragorn, Gandalf,
Oh,
or Legolas or Gimli, and you run through the different levels.
just like literally the movie title games.
Lord of the Rings.
yeah,
Yeah.
Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings,
that's
and then
just the
like
third
The Return
one.
of the King
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Return of the King one. Also,
played
Battle
that
for Middle
to
Earth
death.
and Battle for Middle Earth 2.
I tried playing that recently.
So good. Really?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
No, I couldn't get on. Like somebody on our Discord was trying to show me how to do it, and like there's like this server, and there's just
Yeah.
about 50 too many steps for me to figure out how. Oh, now I gotta download this, and oh, I need a key that you download this thing to get this key, and oh, now I'm stuck watching porn for 30 minutes. And I have to relearn the whole thing.
Now I got to go reset all my passwords on my banking information.
Yeah, it's just like I just couldn't get past it. So, but it was a fun game. I really liked how you would like build your hero character in it. It's cool.
I heard Shadow of Mordor is good too.
Yeah, I
The
played,
first one definitely. The second one I get more polarizing.
I've heard a lot of
views.
people myself like I don't care too much, but a lot of people complain that it's like outside of
Yeah, it's
the traditional lore, which is part of the thing that 40K is really nice about is that like since they own the entire story and the universe is big enough, they can write a story however they want really, and like
Yeah.
sure people will complain, but it doesn't break the universe. Where if you do something in Lord of the Rings, it's like, well, would Tolkien have wanted that?
yeah.
So you can't do it.
And like
Yeah,
especially
sure.
in like Shadow of Mordor or whatever,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that does not even
It's
just
very
would he do it?
different, yeah.
It's that is not actually how that works.
I just heard it was a really good game.
Yeah, it was
Like,
fun.
to
Like,
play
if
the
you
game
like
and like the
Assassin's Creed, it was
mechanics
good.
in it
Yeah.
were really nice.
Whereas like some like lore that you make in like the Blood Ravens, I think, were a chapter made in a video game, weren't
Yep.
they?
Yep, Dawn of War.
And then in Dawn of War, and then they became like everyone's like, this is awesome, and
Yeah.
they became really popular.
Now they even have a model and
they-
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the nice thing about 40K's lore is it's a little bit more friendly.
There's
to
room for a
expansion.
lot in
It's
40K.
it's more
Yeah.
forgiving when it comes to like
Yeah.
third party people wanting to write stuff into it. As long as you don't touch like the big name characters and
Yeah.
you kind of do your own thing, you're totally
which is
fairly
which
safe.
is cool.
Controversial opinion. I liked Dawn of War 2 the most.
That's a very controversial opinion.
I know.
Controversial opinion.
I know. I'm
Dawn of
full
War
of
3
them.
is the one everyone loves.
No, Dawn of War 3
1.
is the worst.
Okay,
Everyone
loves
hates
Dawn
it.
of War, the
One.
original.
The
Gotcha.
one, yeah.
I like Dawn of War 2 because the Space Marines in it actually felt like Space Marines.
Sure.
Where Dawn of War 1, like, you're just pumping out squads to die and you fight. You literally play games and it's like, 1,000 Marines died this battle. that can't be good for chapter morale. Where Dawn of War 2, like, it was micromanaged where you're doing, like, you're moving this 5-man squad here and,
A little more like StarCrafty almost, where you got like your not even. Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
It's
like,
more like
It just-
Band of Brothers
Band
or
of
whatever.
Brothers.
yeah,
type stuff,
exactly.
yeah.
You like the Space Marines actually felt powerful. You're killing hundreds of orcs and stuff like. I just like how it felt.
Yeah,
I felt
agree.
on
Yeah.
the
I
inside.
agree. I like
Sure.
that as well.
Not saying that Dawn of War 1 wasn't good. Just saying it's.
as long as we can all agree. None of us have probably played Dawn of War 3, but as long as we can all agree it's shit.
we won't get dumped on by the internet.
won't
too
get dumped
much.
I
on by
will
the internet.
make that statement without playing the game for sure. I will pull a Christian on this.
I believe everything I've heard on the internet. Dawn of War 3 is shit.
I heard Mechanicus isn't bad.
Yeah. Or the Inquisitor game. I've heard good things about that.
I'm not a huge fan of like the kind of dungeon crawl. What is that game like?
Like
Diablo
Diablo-esque.
style. I'm not a huge fan of that style of game, so that's just not my jam.
Sure, fair enough.
I think Mechanicus is more like a Fire Emblem game where you're playing on a board and everything has like a different move and attack,
Yeah.
and it's
Oh, is that what it
turn
is?
based.
Yeah,
Whereas
but the
Diablo is
Inquisitor
like
game that
Diablo
is-
is like real time.
They do
Yeah,
have.
right.
There is a.
Yeah, the
40K.
Inquisitor
Oh,
is like
the one?
that.
Oh, is that
the
that's,
one?
And
Yeah.
there's a game also that's on a Space Hulk.
Is it
That's
called Space Hulk?
Deathwing Extended Edition.
They have
or
a
Enhanced
Civ
Edition or whatever
version
the fuck.
of Warhammer as well.
Do they?
40K.
Space
Yeah.
Hulk.
Is that a
Deathwing.
mod?
No,
Space
no,
Hulk.
like
It's called
it's like
Space
its own game, but it's
But there's
it's exactly like
3 or 4
Civ.
different
Civilization,
Space Hulk
but
games.
40K.
40K.
Tactics, Deathwing.
What is that called?
There's
I don't
another one on
remember,
top of
But they're
that.
all Space.
Okay, I'm googling it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, my phone was on.
This,
the whole
that
time.
must have
Look at
just been
this.
delightful hearing 2 separate conversations happen.
Impossible, some would
Oh
say.
yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot we were recording for a second.
And then quiet.
Yeah, well, now we're all on our phone, right? Like, oh, what's happening?
Oh, am
here?
I not supposed to be looking at Reddit right now?
Civilization.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do some banking right now. Could you all shut up?
Holy.
I
Yeah.
don't see it.
Oh, I'll find it for you.
You don't see
Okay.
what?
Apparently, there's a Civilization style game that's 40K.
What?
Yeah.
Never heard
40
of that.
Imperium of Man.
I'll find it.
Oh,
Is
no,
it
there's
a,
a
game
Steam
or is it a
Workshop.
mod?
No, it's an
Oh,
actual game.
is it called Gladius Relics
Yeah.
of War?
I think so. That sounds right.
Oh, yeah, based on Sid Meier's Civilization.
That looks like it.
Release date July 2018.
Yep.
Done by Proxy Studios and Slytherin Limited.
That's it. It's not. I don't think it's very good. Like, there's only 4
7
races,
out of
I think.
10.
But
7 out of 10.
It's not bad.
It's more than 6 out of 10.
It is.
That is.
but
an accurate
unfortunately
statement.
less than 8.
It is less than
I'll
8.
argue that.
Okay.
It is arguably less than 8.
interesting. I don't know if
I wouldn't get it,
I
but there
would
is
buy it, but it
it-
doesn't look horrible.
there is a game out there where if you wanted to play 40K Civ, the only problem is I think there's only 4 races, and I don't think there's a ton of.
And 3 of those races are just Imperial factions.
Well, I think
thanks.
There's Tyranids, Necron, and Imperium, from what I saw at least.
and orcs. I think.
Orcs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they also have a lot of DLC. Holy. They have Tau here,
Oh,
a fortification
interesting.
pack, Chaos Space Marines, Tyranids.
Oh, that probably adds because from what I saw, like the base game looked very
Bland.
and that's why I was like, If they have, the only problem is like, I don't want to buy that much DLC.
Yeah, I don't want to spend $100 on DLC when
That's
the game
always, like-
itself is $50.
That's like something like Tabletop Simulator has done it right, where the base game, they give you the base game that has like so much potential, and then they're just like, just mod it, and the community goes out and just makes
Yeah, you can play.
amazing mods for it, where you can do almost anything.
Yeah, like I've played full games of 40K on Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah,
Is
the
that,
40K.
is that painful?
It's a little clunky. The worst part
Totally.
about it is just line of sight
Sure.
and cover.
Does it not measure it automatically for you?
No, it's more. There's no clear cover because everything looks like normally when we play. There's bases.
Oh, there's bases to
Yeah.
be on cover.
Yeah.
So
well, on that, everything looks like it's an actual environment.
do
So
you set the cover? You say like the shot gets cover, or does the game determine like if you make this shot, it will get cover?
the game has no in-game
I
mechanics.
see.
Yeah.
So you would have to go ahead and
That's
then
tough.
mark out areas of cover and
Yeah.
like it's just as that was the worst part about it because cover is crucial for some armies. So it's like
yeah.
I can see that.
and like it literally does not exist in that game.
But I
So-
mean, like the thing itself though is crazy. Like,
oh yes,
they have
yes.
like entire Dungeons and Dragons campaigns on there. Whatever
Yeah.
you want. Yu-Gi-Oh! I played
Fuck,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
you want to play
last
some
night.
Chinese checkers?
That's your game.
That's the
anyway.
game.
So I think they've done it quite well. Where
Yeah.
instead of doing like, oh, you have to buy, they have some DLC, but they're not like you have to buy ours. They're like modern game. Like this is what we
yeah.
designed it for.
Yeah.
And then you get cool stuff, and it's like, okay, I'm not breaking the bank by buying $400 worth of DLC.
Yeah, I'm totally on board with that. I wish more companies would. I know that's where DLC is where they make most of the money. But
Yeah, I know it's hard to not do especially for like AAA studios, because that's where they make a lot of their money is on DLC, and it's like, I get it, you got to make money, but I think games are maybe going the way of the indie developer, anyways. Maybe
Seems like it.
Who knows? I guess I can't say that for sure, but Anyways, I really like what Tabletop Simulator has done because it's just a very interesting.
Have you tried 40K on there?
I haven't tried 40K, but I've done some other games.
We have on our Discord server like a bunch of people playing it.
Yeah, it's cool, and like you could almost do like a Garage League-esque type thing on 40, and then you can. I know also what I like is like if you were like, okay, I like. For instance, I'm probably going to do an Eldar army here pretty quick. Well,
You try it out.
but it'd be kind of cool to try it out and be like, oh, like, is this something
that's
I
a cool
do
idea.
like? And then it's like, no, I don't.
I don't think that's a very uncommon thing to do for people to like try out new meta lists on Tabletop Simulator. Like,
Yeah.
I need to see like the height of the model or whatever. Like, I just want to play against myself or whatever. Like, how would this actually work? So, and you do it from your computer in your pajamas as opposed to sitting around a table and standing up.
Or
for
like
6
having to go
hours.
to a game store and
for
like
sure.
playing against the weird greasy dude that you don't
You've
want to
got
play
the whole
against.
aspect of spending $1,000 for an army.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
got
might
that.
not. That might not.
It's
might-
interesting that you guys didn't even factor that in. Like
well,
that was
doesn't
like,
matter. I don't understand.
No
that
big deal.
Concept.
I've already paid so much money for my Thousand Sons and I don't love them as much as I thought I did. So I'm like, I don't want to have this again.
Okay, I have a question for you. Let's say in 20 years or 10 years they develop some pretty sophisticated hologram technology. Would you guys like put away your models in favor of like holograms on a table so that let's say it looks pretty good, like looks like a video, like the stuff that in movies
AR
or something,
whatever.
Yeah, it's all just on the table and you can just tell your guys to move forward or something. Would you guys go with that, or do you think you'd still prefer painting the models and building the models?
I think that's a harder choice because originally I remember we talked about if there was a video game version of 40K, would you guys play that over?
yeah, could we refine the question? Because I think it's two questions. It's like, well, I don't have to give up painting the models if I'm going to do that RPG.
But like,
The
I
question
assume if
should-
it's a hologram, you could just
No,
be
no,
like,
but
You
that's
still
customize
buy
your-
the model.
The question should be, would you prefer to use models or would you prefer to use the hologram? Because I'm going to buy the models either way, but I would play with the hologram.
Because the other
Interesting.
thing the holograms could do too is like, there's no more like,
You
does
couldn't-
my thing line
You
of
don't
sight?
argue.
Yeah, it just shoots and it tells you what.
Yeah.
Like, I know some people like rolling dice, but like if you're just, it could simulate everything, and then your guys aren't just like models. They could be like, oh, they actually shoot when you tell them to
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah. No, I'm 100% for that. The only thing that I wouldn't be for is like tabletop simulator is fun, but you lack one of the big aspects in 40K for me, and that's hanging out with my buddies in person. You don't get that.
yeah.
So like
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I like
I
that
wouldn't.
I
Well,
wouldn't.
that's why we're gonna build a system in James' house where it just has those cameras everywhere, and you actually have to
Sure.
go physically and play.
Yeah.
and you
I've-
interact with the board.
I would say no to a video game version of 40K, but an AR, I would definitely consider hanging out my models. And like, would I buy more? Probably not.
I
That's
would find
fine.
it so hard to buy models if I could just have them.
and like, I
yeah.
can just
It's
customize them
tough.
to whatever paint job I want.
Exactly.
As
in it.
much as I don't enjoy painting, it is growing on me though. Like I am
Sure,
finding
and
some comfort.
I
in
like
it, and,
painting,
like,
too.
I
yeah.
like painting. I've
So-
liked it more. I'm liking it more and
Like,
more as I do it.
they would
but,
they would have to drastically reduce the price of the model if
or
they were going to do that.
yeah.
But the
Because
thing
you
is,
would not pay the same amount. But would you
Oh,
pay
no.
50%?
Maybe.
Right? Yeah, like they would have to go real
Like,
deep.
I think realistically, if that came out, if I was still gonna buy models, it wouldn't be troops. I'd be just buying like HQs that I'd want to paint. Ultimately,
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
point, right? Like I would just be
That's,
buying cool models that I'd like.
that game, that's a completely different game now.
But that changes everything.
sure, but like
yeah.
it would. You could keep the rules all the same and still play that.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
The rules wouldn't need to change, but you would play with a hologram. Like, I just think there'd be something so attractive about that, but at the same time, you miss the physicality of like, here's my army. It's just
You miss a beautifully sculpted table and terrain. You
Yeah.
miss
Well,
like
and I
how
think-
great a job someone does in a
Yeah.
model when you're looking
Yeah.
at
You
it.
would miss, you would totally miss like like picking up someone's model and being like, dang, like you
And
did
then they're like,
you
don't
worked
fucking touch my
hard."
model,
or
Well,
just like
with your dirty pandemic hands.
even my like
Obviously.
poorly painted army. I'm like,
There's
I'm
a sense
proud
of
of something.
pride.
I spent
Oh, yeah.
hundreds of hours building this army and making it this way and putting them together and posing them, and I did all that. So I think part of it would be, I think if that came out, it'd be inevitable that the hobby would probably crater. But at the same time,
Part
because
of the
this is so
hobby would
much better.
definitely crater.
But at the same time, it's like you'd miss out on something very cool. Something cool would die. So it'd be a weird. I think it'd be sad, but if it came out, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I think there's a lot of people that love painting. Like I think there's, I don't know what the percentage is, but there's like enough people
84?
that play, that paint and don't play. That I don't know if like would the hobby side crater. I don't know if it would crater, but it would it would change for sure.
I think I know a lot of people, like anytime I see Instagram or like Twitter accounts or whatever of people that paint and model but don't play the game, it's because they also miniature other IPs.
Sure.
And so I feel like if I was in that bracket where I was like, okay, I have, 5 different ranges that I like model and paint, and all of a sudden one becomes invalidated, probably just going to stop collecting that one. And I'll move on to the other ones that still could potentially have a purpose. Or they might just be like, I still love the range no matter what, but Games Workshop isn't going to support the range that hard anymore.
I think it just would turn into more like display pieces.
It
I
would.
think what you're saying is
would.
right. It would just be more HQs. Nobody's going to buy 70 intercessors.
It would change how we consume 40K. It really would. Like we would no longer consume models at nearly the same rate that we would anymore.
The only way I guess that I could see them still selling models is if the only way you can get the hologram version of the model is
It's
by
like,
buying the box.
Let me-
what Nintendo did with the Amigos or whatever. What are those things
Amiibos,
called?
yeah.
Amiibos.
Let me throw
Amigos.
this idea past you. I, who am not a businessman, was able to sell models that people don't even get for 10 times the price. I don't think GW has problems selling miniatures. No matter what it costs, no matter what happens, people are going to buy.
Disagree
If
so
If you
hard.
could just
Buy,
load
buy.
you could also just like load up your table with the hologram and just have them marching. Like no,
Go play Tabletop Simulator. No one's playing it. No one really
but
cares.
the tabletop simulator is in a computer, not a hologram.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
There's
I think
that
there's
element of
something-
You'd be able to see your army
guess
Vitally
it-
there.
different.
Yeah, you could just have them
You could
displayed
just,
on your
and
shelf.
they would be like constantly like shuffling, like putting their guns on their shoulders, like clasping forearms with each other, and
That's
saying "brother,
brother.
You just ruined it. No, no longer want to part. Yeah.
Yeah, it would change.
It would definitely
It would
change, yeah.
drastically.
Yeah,
change.
it would drastically change.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they'll just like in Star Trek have the
a
holodecks,
time.
and you can just be a space and walk around with
Ooh, that'd be cool. I would like to experience life as a space marine without dying like a space marine. That would be nice.
Peacefully in your sleep?
That's right. Yeah, I don't think they do that very often.
Oh, okay.
Dante might be the first one. He'll die of old age.
Holy. We're at hour and a half at this point.
Okay.
How we feeling? Anything else we want to shoot the shit about?
No.
Congratulations on getting married there, Nathan.
Mazel tov, Nathan.
Oh, thank you.
How has your life changed?
Yeah.
Minimally.
Perfect.
Yeah, you got to whip her into shape.
So
Tell her how
you had an entire wedding planned,
Yes.
and it just this darn COVID.
Well, it's moved, so we're
Yeah.
doing it in September now. And I was
And
told
all the
today,
Lorehammer fans are invited, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They got a personal invite.
Yeah, this is the invite.
I actually forgot to invite a friend, and I felt terrible, so
Oh,
I have
no.
to make that up. That's going to be awkward. But
It got lost in the mail.
that's
That's
basically
right.
what I'm.
But
Probably
Nathan,
gonna
you
say.
hand delivered all of your invites.
He doesn't live in the city, thankfully.
Okay.
So I can say, oh, I just didn't have your address. Anyways, he won't never listen to this, so it doesn't matter. But
He's cool. He has friends.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's like 4 other couples waiting for our venue if we drop ours this venue in September. Like, because we jumped the gun a little early. Like end of March, we emailed where we were getting married, and we were like, we want to move our date up because this isn't happening. Sorry, move it like later because this isn't happening. We know it's not happening.
Yeah.
And the lady was like, okay, like we'll just give you, basically they're giving us a bigger venue, but for the same price, which is
Nice.
great.
Yeah, that's
Super
only
nice.
a bonus.
So we were like, perfect. That's what we want. So we basically took that. But then I guess we were emailed today and with the contract, And the guy was like, but just if you're clear, like if you don't want this, like you need to let me know soon because like I have 4 other couples waiting behind you. And it's like, this is a disaster. Please, like if you want this, like fill this out right away. And if not, like please let me know. And I was just like, first of all, I don't want your job right now to have to tell brides like you're not getting married this year. Like that would suck. But also like
God,
just to try and like
against you.
just to try and like manage that and like move people around.
That's not fun.
No.
At least you have just like the world is basically ending as an excuse. So that helps.
You
probably.
do, but like, well, I know. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like
It's not going to be fun regardless.
No, yeah, like a bride is
But
still
it's
gonna
better
be
than saying, "Oh, we
emotional.
double booked you,"
And you're the one.
and you're the one that's getting
yeah,
bombed.
you know. At least it's not that kind of.
It's true.
Sure.
That is. It definitely is better than that. But I think it's still. It's not a fun phone
The
call.
lions
regardless.
escaped, and we haven't been able to corral them back in yet. We're gonna have to bump you.
We're gonna have to bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That or sign these waivers, and you can still have, there's
You can be
worse
the new
things.
Tiger King.
Ooh.
We can talk about Tiger King because I have seen.
Have
enough
you seen it?
memes? Oh, of course I've seen it.
I'm trying to get into it. I'm 3 or 4 even episodes in now, and I'm still just like, I don't know. I'm really struggling.
Do you at least agree that Carol Baskin's a bitch?
A bitch.
They're all assholes. Not one of them is a good person.
I will never financially recover from this. Fuck Carol Baskin.
Fuck Carol Baskin. Yeah, no, I don't understand. Like,
I just assumed
they
with-
absolutely hate her.
I assumed with your hair,
Yeah.
the way it is, that you were going for the Joe Exotic look.
I am Joe Exotic. I'm Eric Exotic.
I think one of my favorite parts about this show is it's obviously making Joe out to be literally insane, which I think he is. But in jail, he's just stoked that everyone's talking about him.
Oh, yes.
He doesn't care that
He's
everyone thinks
loving
he's a
it.
joke. He is like, this is the best thing ever.
I am.
Like,
the Tiger
Yeah,
King.
like, I am. And it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
So you watched
good.
the whole show?
Yeah.
James?
I haven't watched it yet.
Mark?
I've watched like a little bit of the first episode.
Did you enjoy it?
So I've heard of this guy's story before this. So
Carol
that-
Baskins and Joe, like, that's not a new thing. at
Exactly.
all.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
ruined it when it's like I've heard a bunch of the crazy clips. I've seen a bunch of this stuff.
Okay.
So it's like
Okay.
it's still very amusing, but it's
Yeah.
The only part that I seem to really be intrigued by is the cult life that they all lead. And Doc Antle,
Oh my gosh.
that is probably the craziest
How?
thing there.
How does that man is ugly AF and that man has like 10
Slaves.
lives.
Yeah. But like the whole
Big
thing,
dick.
yeah,
There's no way that man has a. Do you know how many cats he has?
yeah, Mark.
I'm excited. I want to see his truck, and then we'll decide. If he has a small truck, I'll maybe give it to
yeah.
him. But I'm betting
yeah.
his truck is big.
I really tried to get into it, and I still don't know if I'm going to continue. Megan was telling me
no one's forcing you.
she said
It's only 7 episodes.
she said maybe the reason is because I'm not like a true crime person either. Whereas like a lot of people our
Yeah.
age are like super into like true
Oh,
crime.
really?
And she's like, maybe that's the reason you're not actually enjoying it. And I was like, well, yeah, even when I watch it, I don't enjoy the whole like, ooh, like who's the murderer? Who did the bad stuff? I'm just super curious about
Well,
the cult life.
Carol killed her husband.
And fed him
no,
to the tigers.
He's under the septic tank.
Yeah, no,
all I'm
it's-
saying. But no, did I love the show itself? It was okay. But what I loved is what the internet
The
did to the
memes.
show.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of need to watch it to understand. I mean, like if you guys know, I didn't know anything about them, so like after watching it, I was like, the show is like, okay, that's pretty funny. But then what the internet did to the show is like amazing.
I have enjoyed the memes, but I guess I probably would understand them on a deeper level if I watched the show.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, oh, like that's a
Like
Tiger King
one
funny
meme that I didn't even notice in the show was this girl gets attacked and he's in an EMT jacket, and someone is like, so fun fact, you can look up if people are actually EMTs, and she looked him up and he actually is. He was an EMT for a while. I'm like, Joe Exotic.
So he's
drugs and
obviously
has
like
kinky
very
sex.
intelligent.
Oh, that's a choice word.
Well, like if you're an EMT, don't you have to be pretty smart to do that?
You have to be good at taking tests.
I'm not
like
gonna
my brother's
say-
trying to be an
I'm not gonna
an
say,
EMT.
and like it's in the
Yeah.
States
It's a lot of
too,
work.
so I don't
Sure.
I don't know anything behind what it takes to be an EMT.
It's a varied life.
he just
Like, how do you go from being an EMT to owning over 200 big cats?
yeah,
Like, that's
He
crazy
just-
to me.
I think that's just you wake up in the morning and you're a different person.
He lives.
I'm
a
no
Wild
longer
West.
Joe Frozio. My name is Joe Exotic.
Exactly. Like that's
He-
just something happened in his sleep.
And like he married 3 straight men.
Yeah.
That's the
3
funny thing.
Straight men.
That's great.
They're like, what kind of porn
then-
do you guys watch? They're like, oh, mostly woman on woman or something like that.
Yeah.
and then
Honestly, I laughed the hardest when he was like, "Well, then you're not fully straight, then," and I was like, "That's a good. They's fucking got you there." Like,
well,
He's
they're
got you
doing,
there.
They're doing a lot of crystal meth.
I'm
The-
saying he's got you there, Nathan.
The one husband had
Nathan,
2
what kind
teeth.
of porn do you watch, Nathan?
Put him on the spot there.
Oh my
That's a
God.
question no one wants to answer.
Yeah, Tiger
But-
King.
I know Eric's answer for that. Lots of foot stuff, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh.
And it sucks because people always send
Hairy
me
feet?
the foot stuff.
How hairy are the feet? Like
Hairier than
hobbits?
his
But
face.
that's
Or-
a mood thing,
or
right?
the
Or the
anime.
toenails, or sometimes I don't want real feet. Yeah, I watch like cartoon feet or whatever. So it's all a mood, right? Like you don't watch the same porn all the time. That'd be boring.
That's true. Yeah,
Have
Right.
you seen those like? No, never mind. I don't want to.
Is that a hole you really
I
want
don't
to go
want to.
down?
I
Here's
don't want to.
the-
I'm not traveling down this.
See all that
road
stepsister
anymore.
porn is what James was gonna say. Love
No, there's not enough feet in that one. I don't watch it. The weirdest moment
There's
of
a crossover.
feet is when the feet toes act like fingers and they grip like the 2 feet meet and they grip each other like 2 hands holding each other, but it's feet and the toes are curling around, and then sometimes
yeah.
they just replace the toes entirely with fingers.
Just
So it's the shape of these feet and these
Just delete this episode. This never needs to be on the internet.
It got weird. It definitely got weird.
Oh man.
But
Tiger
and-
King.
And he ran for president, which is obscene.
Did he really?
I thought he was like governor or something.
Then he ran for governor when he didn't win.
oh, okay, yeah.
And not only did he do that, he embezzled all his funds to run from his park, which he didn't own at the time. The guy caught him and was like, "So you're embezzling from the park?" And he's like, No, the park's supporting me for my run for president and then governor. The show's amazing. I mean, the show is pretty great. The memes are amazing. The show itself, I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty Joe Exotic. Like, Carol Baskin, Like, honestly, from watching it, like, I understand they're trying to make her out to be, like, crazy. She seems like a pretty nice old lady. She's like, is she a little crazy? Sure. But she's like, there seems like there are worse people. And then Doc Antle's just like a sociopath.
He's crazy. Every time he stares at
leader.
people, I'm like, why? Can you just not tone it down? Like, why are you staring at everyone like it's 11 out of 10? Like, I would love a Big Mac right now.
Oh no,
like-
now I want one.
Yeah, I don't know. Doc Antle scares the shit out of me.
Oh, he's insane.
You, okay, I've been seeing a lot of this one televangelist on the internet on Reddit, and he's got the craziest fucking demon eyes ever. He's the one that like he's like, oh yeah, I think people need to buy me a plane, and then
Is that
Oh, the
What's
guy
his
that
name?
wanted 30 million this year.
yeah.
No,
He-
300 million.
now
I don't
that
remember.
guy looks fucking creepy. He's got a stare. That one.
That was a shame.
What's his name?
I don't remember.
Jesse Duplantis?
Maybe.
I think that's it. Wanted $54 million for a private jet.
There was one that
but
was
why?
like, God has led me that I need a salary of X number of millions of dollars this year.
Checks out.
And I was like, that's a shame.
Let me consult my tea leaves.
Yeah.
You gotta watch videos of him.
Let me consult my tea.
Oh, no, it's not that guy. I don't
No.
think.
No, yeah, it doesn't. That's not crazy enough. He just looks
No.
like an old white man.
The only televangelist I know is that Olstein guy.
Joel
Yeah.
Olstein. He's also,
He's a gem too,
boy. It's almost as if.
10 out of 10.
giving us a good game. We are.
Yeah, thank you, Joel.
What was I gonna say?
It's almost as if being the pastor of a mega church leads you down
A very weird
very
road.
bad road.
Yeah.
Kenneth Copeland.
Kenneth. Copeland. Yeah. Okay. I'll check that out later.
Yeah, we'll watch we'll watch this whole 2-hour YouTube video and we'll see if we can get you converted.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
We did it.
Cool. We did it.
Thanks, everyone.
That was becoming an AOS player. You'll never see me back anymore. I hope you guys enjoy your 40K experience. So, yeah.
I thought you were just gonna play Dwarves as Iron Hands. I thought that was
I thought we landed on that.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that was.
I'm worried that I'm gonna buy them and then they're gonna get nerfed.
Well, then you just run them as whatever other army gets better.
Oh, they're Eldari now.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're very quick.
They're very fast.
Natural sprinters.
Those long legs, really. They're thick, you know? Those muscles.
It's the compact muscle. Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, thank you, James. Thank you, Nathan, for joining us. Is this our last?
I think tomorrow is going to be a last one.
Okay, that's
so
right.
we're going to have
Correct.
Jordan and Christian on.
Yeah, this is our second last Lorehammer lockdown.
Yeah.
It has been so much recording.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Like
it's taken a toll.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for joining us. We're glad we could get you guys on.
Yeah.
It was fun, enjoyable. You'll have to come back. And catch you later.
Magucha Mustapan al Diablo.
Okay.